Sorry, Alan.
Our producer here, Juliette Berrington, is just showing us a couple of sort of close-up pictures via social media. One of them is Neymar getting his right boot sort of trapped under the knee of one of the Serbian defenders and his ankle twisting. I tell you what, Kelly, we're going back to ankle and feet here, because there's then a picture of him with his boots off. Don't do that, because
she's also texting me pictures of Chris with his shoes off.
There's pictures of him with his boots off, and the ankle, you know, on the side of the foot, Chris, does look quite swollen. But in all seriousness, Kelly, yes, no, we really hope, for his sake, for the tournament's sake, for Brazil's sake, that he is going to be okay. And he, you know, if he has to miss one game in the group, okay, but let's not lose him for the tournament. That would be a real shame.
No, everybody wants to see Brazil, and everybody wants to see Brazil at their absolute best. In yesterday's pod, Chris, we talked a lot about your prediction for Japan to beat Germany. So now you are obviously Psychic Sutton, and a Japanese TV station now think that you're some kind of oracle because you chanced on this prediction.
I don't know if I chanced on this prediction. It was. I don't often get things right, but no, you know, Japan. I don't know what my prediction tonight. Brazil. I mean, I think I predict. Well, I mean, how could you not predict?
Well, you predicted Brazil to beat Serbia, so that's fair. So you predicted Portugal to beat Ghana.
There you go.
But it's predicting the upsets that's the mark of a true oracle, isn't it?
Yes, but as I say, I've got a bit of inside information on Japan, and you know, solely because of the fact that a couple of the Celtic players are technically excellent, and they couldn't get in the squad. And then you see the likes of Kamada, who's a good player, Endo, who's a really good technician. So I was thinking, you know, that and Germany, who have, you know, everything what's happened to them over the last couple of years, change of manager, they have that they try and play the Bayern Munich style where they throw bodies forward, and just felt they could be vulnerable. And I, you know, turned out to be a genius, but I don't like to, you know, keep picking myself up.
But Kelly, I don't know if have you ever been to Japan? Have you travelled in Japan?
No, I haven't.
Right.
I was meant to go to.
with Rayyan Hensey, Ben Davis, Joe Rodon, Chris Mafam, Williams, Wilson, Ampadu, Ramsey, Roberts, Kiefer Moore, وجاريث بيل. إيران سيد حسيني، رامين رازيان، مرتضى بوريليكانجي، مجيد حسيني، ميلاد محمدي، علي غوريزادة، أحمد نور الله، سعيد إزاتولي، إحسان حاجي صافي، سردار أزمون، مهدي تريمي.
Because there are so many schools that have cancelled lessons today in Wales in order for the school children to watch.
Robert Page, Danny Ward, Adam Davis, Ben Cabango, Tom Lucaire, Chris Gunther, Joe Allen, Dyle Leviti, Robin Colwill, Zorba Thomas, Jonathan Williams, Matthew Smith, Joe Morrell, Brennan Johnson, Mark Harris, Daniel James. إيران مدرب كارلوس جيروش، أمير عبزادة، أليرزا بيرنباند، بايام ميازماند، حسين كنعاني، وروزبيه شيسهمي.
That they could have faced reprisals had they not sung the anthem here today. And Pat, it must be so difficult. I know we've touched up on it with Mark, but emotionally and politically charged coming into both the England game and this game for the Iranian players, and also fearing maybe for potential repercussions against them for their families.
There is absolutely no doubt that was in those players' minds as the camera panned along. They didn't sing that national anthem. They mumbled it because they had to. And that was all over every single face. It was a beautiful tattoo. I don't often say that phrase. One of the players' arms saying, "Lovely for who I am." It was kind of close-up of it. It was a real moment of, I wonder if that was put on quite recently. The booing that was going across, there was a close-up of an Iranian man, clearly. It was in floods of tears. And you can't, was it because his anthem was being abused? Was it because they were having to sing it? Because of what was happening? I hope and expect it because of what was happening back in his country. I just hope that those players can't put this behind them for making this. It's so easy to say, so incredibly hard to do for those players. But they all look very, very moved by that moment.
Yes. The Iranian support, by the way, when you look around this three-tiered bowl-like stadium under the searing sun, the heat is so intense. However, we talked before about the air conditioning. I know one of the announcers who's working out here in Qatar, and he was saying that ahead of the game, the pitch will be at around 21 degrees, and they won't allow, with the air conditioning, for the temperature to exceed anything like 27 degrees. And in fact, the air conditioning, we've got it blowing out behind us. So you can feel it on your calves. There's a real chill on the calves as we're sat here wearing shorts in our commentary position. But Pat, as ever well prepared, has brought a jacket. But the Iranian support, in fact, I can see a banner that is being bounced around in the top tier. We love Iran, it says, but they're everywhere, the Iranian support. But then at the opposite end of where they were against the United States, there is that block of the red wall of the Wales support. Now, the other night they had about 4 blocks on the bottom tier and 1 block in the middle tier. This time they've got probably about 5.5 blocks on the bottom tier. There's another block down below, and then they've got 2 blocks of red in the middle tier behind that goal of Wayne Hennessy. Wales are in all red. Iran are in all white. Another 4 games for you live on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds that will culminate in England against the United States at 7 o'clock tonight. Don't forget, through the BBC Sounds app, you can take BBC Radio 5 Live with you wherever you go. But certainly for the next 90 minutes, we hope to have the pleasure of your company, because Wales could take a significant step towards the knockout stages as far as Group B is concerned. This is the side. Wayne Hennessy is in goal. A back three of Mepper, Broden and Davis. Roberts and Nico Williams, the wing-backs. Ampadu and Ramsey in the centre of midfield. Bale, Moore and Wilson are the other 3. Playing from left to right as we look. Iran have switched. They've made 5 changes. They've gone to a 4-4-2. Hussein Husseini is in goal. Rayyan the right back. Rayyan and Majid Husseini, the 2 central defenders. Mohammed the left back. The midfield of Golazadeh, Nuraliahi, Estoloy and Heisafi. And then Taremi and Azmoun are the 2 up front. And Iran, who suffered that 6-2 defeat, their heaviest defeat in a World Cup against England, know that only a win for them will do. For Wales, their objective against the United States was to avoid defeat. Today, Wales, it's all about the 3 points. And for that reason alone, Pat Nevin, we should have a good game of football.
Yeah, we were talking to some Welshmen downstairs beforehand, and they described this as Wales's World Cup final. And they meant it. We've got to win this. Simple as that. They've got to go out and got to try and win it. And you can tell right from the start, the Iranians, they're very positive. They're ultra positive way at the start. In fact, those have had their kick so far.
Diagonal cross coming in from Rayyan, the right back who'd got forward, but he's put it out of play for a goal kick. Back in 1958, Wales drew their 3 group games, and then they had to have a playoff, which they actually won. But they're looking for their first victory in a World Cup in 64 years. But there is a real quick tempo about it from both sets of players. Wilson runs out into the space, far side the left. Back towards Nico Williams. Cuts it onto his right foot, shoots. And it's off target, and it goes out for a goal kick. Nico Williams, who his granddad had passed away, he'd spent a day crying in the build-up to the game against the States. It was really a tough 24 hours for him. He dedicated that point to his grandfather, and there he was with a shot that flashed off target.
And the reason why he got the opportunity, Kiefer Moore won the header, flipped it on. Gareth Bale must have looked around and thought, right, he's going to win them all. I'll get on the end of something today.
Good atmosphere. You can hear the horns in the background. The Iranian flags continue to fly. The Wales supporters, I'm sure, at some stage will drop out the odd tune or two. Expect to hear Yama Hoheed, that translates to still here. And they hope to still be here after they played their final game next Tuesday against England. All 3 group games in this stadium, the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium, which is about 12.5 miles west of Doha. But certainly the Iranian support is extremely vocal here.
Couldn't have the other thing. Just watching the way the system's set up just now, you've got to say Bale and Moore are getting up against man-to-man marks. They're getting no cover behind, so those 2 will be up against 2 centre-backs. You don't do that with Gareth Bale generally. He must get chances in this game, just by the way the hyper-positive way the Iranians are set up.
Golazade keeps drifting in from the right-hand side, but it's Taremi and Azmoun they've got to really worry about, as this is Heisafi. Lifts it forward, and it just is a floated ball. I just mentioned him, actually, Golazade making that run. So he's coming in off that right touch line.
It's closer to 4-3-3 they're playing.
Yeah.
You know, they've got a man up front, but it's not Taremi. I think there's Moon up front. You've got both Golazade and Taremi coming from behind.
The opportunity, though, that might actually give Wales, it might give a greater licence for Nico Williams to run forward. Good diving header back outside the tee. It was a diagonal ball played up towards Azmoun, but it was Mepham diving back to Wayne Hennessy, all in green in the sunshine, away towards our left-hand side. Iran are pressing Wales. Clearance is given away by Ampadu and then lifted back forward once again. Do you think that the game just needs to settle down a fraction? It's a little bit too hurried.
I don't want it. Just settle down. I'm loving the pace that it's going at just now. You can tell that two teams they know the importance of this to them staying in the World Cup. So, you know, I don't want it to slow down. If you try and slow it down just now, the chances are you'll be overrun. So I don't think they can at the moment. It almost needs both of them to do it. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't, because it's a great lively atmosphere and it's end-to-end so far. Although no clear-cut chances yet.
That's the voice of Pat Nevin. Still 0-0. As the two home nations will essentially top and tail our 4 games of coverage for you today. England, the United States are on the attack. Ball played out to this near side. Mohamed, the left back, with a good cross into the penalty area. Golazade was there. It's collected on the far side. In comes the cross. Azmoun was there. Wales have got some work to do here, because Iran are getting men forward. And in fact, as Rayyan, the right back, walks back to the halfway line, he whips up the Iranian crowd. They don't need much whipping up here inside this stadium. They're up for it, and the Iran players are up for it too. 0-0.
If you'd actually watched them playing against England, just say, is this anywhere like the same group of players?
Ampadu, he'd done well under pressure, trying to squeeze it through to the path of keeper Moore. Here is Golazade outside the centre circle, plays it back, and now with Ralahi out to Rayyan once again, that right back. They play the ball, but it's a good tempo. Ball over the head this time of Taremi. Azmoun, though, will make the run. A little shove in the back of Rodon, who did well actually under pressure to see it back towards Hennessy. Cushion header forward. Here is Taremi. He turns. Coming back from an offside position was Azmoun. His shot is low and it's right-footed. By the way, you mentioned the referee earlier. We've got Mario Escobar, who's an Argentinian referee. Drew Fisher is a Canadian who's in the VAR, but his assistant referees here, one's from Trinidad and Tobago, and the other one is from Costa Rica. When you talk about the inconsistencies that we've seen in this tournament so far, surely that can't help when you've got 4 different nationalities officiating the game.
Well, the hope is communication-wise they can all speak the same language. That's a very, very important thing when you're going through, with referees. With different nations, fair enough, the rules are roughly the same, but the ability to communicate clearly in the same language is important.
Just the second ever meeting between the two nations. The first was in 1978. It was at Ninian Park at Cardiff City, where Cardiff's Phil Dwyer got the only goal. Had such a good career at Ninian Park. What was it, 13 years that he'd spent during his time there in South Wales. And here we are in 2022, competing in the World Cup, where Wales, who'd got that draw against the United States, if they could get the 3 points, then going into the game against England, the United States would be under real pressure, because Wales, they would know, would be on 4 points. However, Iran have started brightly. Golazade forward. Taremi lets the ball run through. The return then from Azmoun. It was a nice little link-up play between the two. Between them, they've scored 71 goals for Iran, so they'll have that understanding. And you saw a glimpse of it.
No, they look great just now, that front three. Golazade, every time he gets the ball on the left-hand side there, very lively, very positive, very direct, good skills, knowledge, sees the game well. And he's got 2 players in front of him that he can find that want to work together. At the moment, I'm not saying they're exactly hanging on, but Wales, but the better team by some distance. as Iran.
Well, the United States were the better side in the first half here on Monday. Wales changed it. Much improved second half performance with the introduction of Kiefer Moore. The concern in these opening 8-9 minutes of this first half that remains goalless, that Wales haven't really kept the ball very, very well at this stage. As the ball is played by Amphitton, Ramsey joins the attack, flies in the cross from the right-hand side, low, cut out, headed away then by Mohamed, the left back. And then Roberts forward on this near side, the right, playing as a right back, but it goes away from him and out for a goal kick. And the Iranian support in that corner of the ground are jumping up and down and waving their flags as it will be a goal kick. But already Rob Page is out to the corner of his technical area, and we'll be hoping that his side can start to settle.
Yeah, try calm it down a little bit, just slow it down. We know they've been beaten to the ball a lot of the time. They're not winning the midfield at the moment. They haven't, I don't think I've mentioned Gareth Bale's name in commentary yet. No. So they're not getting it to the players. They're certainly keeping most of one header. So they're not getting it to the areas they need to get it to. But no, you expected, we talked about this beforehand, I expected Iran to start this way. And it's about coping with it, make sure you don't give away any stupid chances, and then to the game.
Let's get the early thoughts of James Collins, part of that Euro 2016 successful squad, of course, back at in France. What have you made of it so far, James?
Yeah, it's been a lively start from Iran. I expected, I think, like I said, in leading up to the game, it wasn't going to be the same sort of team or the same setup that we saw when they played England. But it's been a good start. Wales have got to get a foothold in the game, do exactly what they're doing now, keep a bit of possession, get a bit of confidence, and work their way into the game.
Well, I know Robbie Savage on 606 after the Wales-United States game was very dismissive of Iran. But Group B is the only group in this World Cup with 4 teams who are ranked in the world's top 20. And sometimes you might not take too much interest in the rankings, and Iran certainly didn't look like a top 20 side in the world against England. Credit to Gareth Southgate's side for that, but they've made a decent start. But here now Wales coming forward with Roberts. Cross is headed down, strikes the body of Ramsey. Wales in all red, playing from left to right. Really is an excellent atmosphere inside the stadium. Hope that's coming across whether you're listening on BBC Sounds or through your digital radio, BBC Radio 5 Live. Roberts on the right with a cross. Kiefer Moore, great save by Husseini. Kiefer Moore, outstretched right foot, beaten away by Husseini, and Wales were denied.
Yeah, I was really surprised that he didn't put the ball in earlier, Connor Roberts. It took a long time. They passed it. When he put the ball in, I said, what kept you? Because you've got 2 great targets in there to go for. He's actually got a kick in the face for his trouble there as well. The defender is going for the ball.
That's you
in
Husseini.
the face, yeah. He's not, keeper actually isn't making any great complaints about it, but he's had to be brave there. Got it on target. But, get it in there. You've only your 2 centre-backs, and as I said to you just a few minutes before, if you're marking man for man against Bale and Moore, it's a great opportunity. If you're left, if you're right, get it into the danger area and let them attack it.
He's got a cut above his left eye. So the 2 physios attending to at the moment. But I mean, it was a great save by Husseini. It was a reflex save just to initially beat it out. Not too dissimilar from the Hennessy save at that end when Joe Rodon had inadvertently deflected or diverted across from the right-hand side that Hennessy was able to beat out. But James, the first real chance of the game coming to Wales.
Yeah, and Pat's hit the nail on the head. That's what Wales need to do. They've got a little bit of possession, sort of slowed the game down a little bit and get balls in the box. We all know what Kiefer Moore can do with the right delivery, and he's shown it there. So hopefully that's something Robert Page will be drumming into the players every time they get in that position, get the ball in the box.
Well, the good news is, as James Collins back in the studio, is that he's back on his feet, and Kiefer Moore is wanting to come back onto the field of play. He's just unable to do so at the moment. The assistant referee on this near side is not allowing him to come on, and now he is, as Wales all in red, playing from left to right. But a very good save from Husseini, who had he's the third choice keeper, really. But it was a very good save. Here is Bale. Pat Nevins quite rightly says we've hardly mentioned Gareth Bale's. He still manages to top off at the right place at the right time.
Well, he mentioned before the game in the interviews, he's got a habit of topping up at the right time. And as a Scotsman, I can tell you that sometimes painful.
Here is Ampadu to Bale. More on the stretch, lays it back to Ampadu, has to sweep it out first time. Gareth Bale, of course, who delivered here on Monday night against the United States. Many Wales fans think that he's out of this world. Talking of which, he actually believes that aliens are real and he's seen a UFO. That's according to Stat Boy Tom, who starred on Patrick Keelty's show on 5 Live the other Saturday. I've lost track of days we've been here. The games and the intensity of the schedule, the days are just merging into one. But it was a Gareth Bale penalty that meant that it was a 1-1 draw. And Wales now looking to build on that here at this World Cup in Qatar. Headed forward by Taremi. Hasafi gives chase, beaten to it by a well-timed challenge by Mepham. Mepham, incidentally, along with Gareth Bale, are the two Wales players that if they were to pick up a yellow card today, could be suspended. Golazade to Asbu, back to Golazade, he's walked into the net. The flag has stayed down, and Iran have scored the opening goal. It was a lovely interchange of passing between the two, and he couldn't hardly miss. It's a real blow for Wales. Iran are ahead by a 0-0.
I mean, the technical play between the understanding between the players, there will be at least one check for offside. At least one check for offside. It was very, very tight the first play through. Wales are absolutely convinced it was offside. They're absolutely convinced by it. We will see where that goes just now. But it was beautiful play.
Offside.
Yeah, onside. He throws it there.
Offside.
Offside. I thought it was offside, I have to say.
Offside on the second phase. The return ball from Asmoon back to Golazade. So this won't count, or we're not expecting it to count, James Collins.
No, yeah, it's all come from a bit of sloppy play from Connor Roberts, but you know it's going to be disallowed for offside, thank goodness. But yeah, it's come from Wales's own doing. You know, bad ball, costly ball from Connor Roberts. But again, you know the front. You can see how they played together for so long. You know the understanding they've got, and you know Wales have got away with one there.
And play back underway. The goal has been ruled out for offside after VAR. Not from the first pass. It was the second ball from Asmoon to Golazade, who could hardly miss from close range. However, we'd highlighted it quite early on, Pat. The fact that Golazade keeps drifting in from the right, that has got to be, the warning has got to be heeded by Wales.
Well, he's a player. I mean, he's very good. But his understanding of the play and understanding where the gaps are, and also, wait a minute, his keeper's at the ball in a dangerous position.
More right-hand side, support from Roberts. Infield, right corner of the area to Gareth Bale. Bale down towards the corner flag, running away from two white shirts. He's gone down holding his face. The assistant referee has raised his flag. It was Mohammed, the left back. Not too sure it was as bad as it looked from Gareth Bale.
Actually, you know,
he's caught him just underneath the chin.
He actually has caught him. I don't think it's deliberate at all. He has caught him underneath the chin. I hope they don't take too dim a view of that. Sometimes just with arms flailing, you can't catch people, and I think that's what's happened there. And just going on, I'm talking earlier on about very interesting styles now. The technical understanding with the front three, and it is a front three from Iran, with Golazade and Asmoon and Taremi is magnificent. They are top quality, and not just for Iranian football. They are top 20. But you look at Moore and Bale. They will get chances. There is no doubt they will get chances. Really interesting. It's so hard to call, even though the Iranians actually look the better team on the ball at the moment.
So Wales have a free kick down by the byline. They're playing it all red from left. It's on the right-hand side. Wilson to take it. Iran have every white shirt back. The Argentinian referee is having to sort out a little bit of pushing and shoving and some squabbles in the penalty area. Keeper more, Mepham, the horns are blaring. Wales will hope to silence those Iranian horns. Still the jostling takes place. The referee has to settle this again.
They're scared to death to keep them there, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are worried, and understandably so.
And Moore is using Ben Davies and never shield. In comes the free kick. I think the keeper got something on that. Out of the penalty area it goes. Slipped by Nico Williams. Scoops the ball in long. Headed out by Asmoon for Iran. Collected by Wilson on this near side for Wales. Ampadu delivers the cross from the right. Asmoon, break on for Iran. Forward ball. Golazade has appeared on the left-hand side. Taremi's going ahead of him. Asmoon going through the middle as well. Taremi turns. The white shirts are flooding forward. Shot, charge down. Goes out towards the far side. Then it's cleared away by Rodon. Out for a throw. What a game we've got here on BBC Radio 5 Live. 0-0.
As a cracker, you know, some of the teams in this World Cup, when they break, you think, yeah, you'll not do anything here. You haven't got the technique to be able to pick out the important and the right pass. The Iranians have got it. They have absolutely got that. Wales, as soon as they get the ball wide at any time, they look like capable of creating chances. This is a superb game of football so far.
On that far side, cross from the right-hand side, over the head of Asmoon. He's fallen to the floor, claiming he was pushed. Roberts Dennis with a clearance. He was caught by I think it was Mohammed who caught him. Roberts is back on his feet. Can I make an observation about the VAR, by the way? When Golazade put the ball in for the disallowed goal, he looked at the assistant referee. The assistant referee at no point raised his flag. They said with the introduction of VAR, officials you wouldn't re-referee. Why doesn't the assistant referee still make the judgment call? He's not making the call, he's leaving it for VAR.
I just think he got it wrong. As simple as that. He got it wrong. The assistant referee thought it was onside. He won't raise his flag because he thought it was onside. That's what you got a VAR for, to go and say, right, okay, if it's an obvious mistake, which it was, you make the decision.
Well, certainly it was a let-off for Wales. 21 minutes play. Pat Nevin is with us here. James Collins, 51 caps during his career for Wales, is back in the studio watching on in a game that Wales have to win. Mind you, so do Iran after their heavy defeat on the opening day against England, who at 7 o'clock tonight take on the United States. John Murray, Rob Green, Kelly Cates inside the stadium from around 3ish, did we say? Was that the instruction that by the time that Team England would arrive ahead of the kickoff? And in between that, we've got still two more commentaries to come. Qatar against Senegal and the Netherlands against Ecuador at 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock. And in fact, with that Qatar-Senegal game, like this one, you can watch the match with the 5 Live commentary. Just look for the World Cup Extra on the BBC iPlayer. Iran coming forward with Rayyan, the right back, and he was fouled, and it'll be a free kick to Iran, 10 yards forward of the centre circle in the Wales half. 22 minutes played, 0-0.
So far, quite impressed with the referee. Part of the reason why it's going at that sort of pace is because he is letting one or two little nudges go, but B, probably just as importantly, he's not going to count out needlessly. Some referees do panic at this stage. He hasn't panicked, and that's another reason why it's been such an open, lively, fast-flowing game.
So this free kick, 10 yards forward of the centre circle in the Wales half. Wales have got 6-7 red shirts on the edge of the area. Nico Williams is concerned by Golazade, who's staying out on that right-hand side, but there are 5 Iranian players on the edge of the area. So they're trying to protect us as best as they can. In comes the free kick. Asmoon with a header. Climbed high, directed it wide. Certainly the fact that Sada Asmoon joining Mehdi Taremi up front, they have a genuine threat.
They have. We mentioned beforehand what their warm-up was. Their warm-up was getting the ball into them all the time, be it high, be it low. And both players are very, very good at attacking, maybe more so Asmoon in the air. But don't get off Taremi either. He's really decent in the air. So they've been trying that. He got the end of that. I thought he was second favourite, but he almost got on target.
Asmoon plays for Bayer Leverkusen. Taremi plays for Porto. As Williams was...
I thought that was a terrible challenge.
Heavy challenge far side. He's riding in agony at the moment, is Williams.
That looked worthy of me, the yellow card. Absolutely worthy of me. I think it was really quite... By the way, Williams has done well. He's Look at that bad man. He's rolled 2 yards back on the pitch.
Well, he's back on his feet. He was off the pitch. Such was the nature of the challenge as he ran a pressing there. And Ampadu almost caught in possession. And then he rolled back onto the pitch. He's in pain.
Yeah,
he needs to go down again.
Yeah, either go down or, you know, to be honest, he needs to get help there. I'm sure he was caught bad. That was a really bad one to me. The tackle, we're going to see it in slow motion here. Yeah, his knee's done. He just went down. No chance of getting the ball there. That's a terrible decision. After me saying the referee's done quite well, you've got to call that one. That's a free kick, possibly a yellow card.
Rayyan, the right back with the challenge. He did go across to make sure that he was all right, but he's still hobbling badly at the moment. He's just trying to shake off that blow to the right leg because it was a heavy challenge.
All the hardest defenders do that. They nail you and they go over and shoot. That's not something to be applauded.
Well, you should know, Pat. You've been subject to a heavy challenge or two during your playing career. Here is Ramsey, forward for Wales, still 0-0. Left-hand side, switches play to the right. Cushion controlled by Roberts, lays it back behind him. Metham, Ampadu. Now Wilson dropping into the centre circle, plays the ball across to Tottenham's Ben Davies. Did ever so well the other night against the United States. And now it's with Harry Wilson. Just as it happened at times in the second half against the United States, Wilson and Ramsey have rotated. So Wilson is now operating in a deeper midfield role. Ramsey's got a little bit further advanced. Erosh down below is complaining about a decision in his suit. He's running down the touchline to have a word with the assistant referee.
We're talking about the assistants one on the far side who didn't call the offside. The one on the near side, he's actually got everything wrong so far. He can't make a decision. He's hesitant, and then he just gets it.
Ampadu's forward ball. Wilson challenged on the edge of the area. Break on now for Iran. Golazade plays the ball forward. Hasmoon tries to take it in his stride. He's up against Rodon. Rodon, well-timed sliding challenge. Went with him stride for stride. Had to get in there. Williams, who's now running a little bit more freely, until he was bundled over once again by Rayyan, the right back. And it will be a throw to Wales. But what a well-timed challenge from Joe Rodon.
Had to be there. You know, lots and lots of pace he was up against there, but he waited and then just a little nudge when he needed to. The referee's finally got that one right. Nico Williams, twice in a row. I don't think he wants to run up the line. Now, here's a slight concern. You talked about an injury beforehand to Hasmoon. He was carrying a slight injury beforehand.
Yeah.
He's gone down. Didn't see much in that unless he's had his toe stood on. He's holding his toe there. But sometimes that's a player who's hurt his calf. And he's trying to pull it back, and that would be a concern.
That was the issue for him, a calf injury that he's had since early October. He hadn't played for Bayer Leverkusen since the 30th of September. He did play in the last 13 minutes against England, but that would be a concern for him at the moment.
They're actually working. They're living that they're working on his calf, and that's a real concern. It's a real worry for Rayyan. It's great news for Wales. He has looked fantastic, hasn't he? He's lively, strong, intelligent in his play up front, and that understanding that he's got alongside Taremi. So if he goes off, that'll be a real blow to them. But Wales can do with the rest just now. I think this will help. Just a little bit of calm time now. Go over, have a word with the manager. We'll certainly Rock just down there, giving all the information as he possibly can. But just a little bit of a rest because it's been an incredible pace.
Certainly has. If you've just joined us, it is Wales 0, Iran 0, but both sides have had chances. Roberts after 12 minutes with a cross to the right, Moore with an outstretched right leg, reflex save from Husseini to beat it away, and then Golazade had a goal disallowed, and he linked up with Hasmoon, and then from close range, had that return ball from Hasmoon to Golazade. He was in an offside position, and after a VAR check, it was disallowed. As we approach the half hour, we're still goalless. You're listening to BBC Radio 5 Live, and here is Wilson on the halfway line. Play is back underway, and Hasmoon, after that treatment, running quite freely. Ramsey nicks it towards Harry Wilson. Wilson keeps the ball in play in front of the bald-headed coach down below, Rob Page, decked out all in black. Not necessarily a wise choice, although at least he's now not in the sunshine, the Wales coach down below, as Wales are under pressure. from Rayyan, the right back, who likes to get forward at every opportunity. It's a Wales throw. Comes across to Ampadu. Now towards Mepham. Mepham runs forward. Hits a long right-footed ball. Moore heads the ball back towards Gareth Bale. Hits it first time. As it drops, he was a long way out, and he was on the run, and it was a weak effort.
I know it's a Gareth Bale shot, but I thought keeper Moore could maybe have taken that in there. You know, as it was running past him, he was around along the 18-yard line. That shot's never going to be goalkeeper. The keeper seemed to just leave it, but he's actually unbeatable in there, isn't the keeper Moore? Everybody in the ball's played up, and he's laying off, as I said, he's bringing others into. He's such a big part of the way that they always have to play again.
Ball's on that far side to left. Wales are playing from left to right. Nico Williams, though, has lost it. He now tries to win it back from Rayyan. Ball cleared downfield. Davis picks it up midway through the Iran half for Wales. Now inside. Wilson finds some space, runs forward, 30 yards from goal. Looking for keeper Moore. It was a very good interception from Alianji. As again, Rodon reading the situation very well, prevents it from reaching Azmoun. So two watchful defenders at both ends of the field for their respective sides. Foul in field from Bale to Ramsey. Gets stuck underneath his feet. Has to hold off the challenge. Estoloy. Ramsey drops back towards the centre circle. Now out towards Mepham. Mepham goes on a run. Roberts plays the ball inside. Gets it back from Harry Wilson. Ampadu controls it. Now looking towards Mepham and headed away. But in fact, Ampadu was caught late. Free kick to Wales. Central position midway through the around half goalers.
Yeah, but a little bit better from Wales. They're holding the ball quite well. There's a bit of frustration that carried on through that, and that's why the foot was left in there. Definitely, again, a foul. There are other referees who'll give a yellow card for that. There's no doubt they would. But the referee, he wants to keep this game running well. What has been interesting is watching very closely after the injury to Azmoun. He is actually moving okay again. That was a concern for him there. But his movement was fantastic. He always gets himself one-on-one with the defenders. So far, Mepham's actually done a brilliant job showing him down the line and covering him. However, chance to get into the back post now for Wales.
Mario Escobar had a word with Estoloy, but there was no yellow card, just a talking to. Free kick to Wales. Iran, a line of white shirts on the edge of the penalty area. Free kick will be taken midway through the Iran half. Ramsey or Wilson to take it. Wilson leaves it for Ramsey. Right-footed, rather flat ball in. Lead away by Estoloy. Ramsey is the player who's going to retrieve it on the halfway line, and he plays it all the way back to Hesse. So we've got 13 minutes remaining, and it's tight and it's tense. How are you feeling, James Collins?
Slightly better the last five, to be honest. Going back to that last free kick, that's a great opportunity for Wales to get the ball in the box, and it's been a couple of times now. The quality hasn't been there. Talking about his size and his ability, and the quality hasn't been there from set play. So that certainly has to improve.
Well, here they come with a cross. Rayyan delivers it deep, headed away by Mepham. Hooked downfield by Roberts. He kept the ball in play. Loose ball though picked up by Heysafi. His cross, a diagonal ball in from the left for Iran. Ramsey plays it back. Rodon on the edge of his own penalty area. Wilson is able to, and in the bright sunshine, Wales, with 12 minutes to go at a half time, slowly but surely build from the back. So we've got James Collins and Pat Nevin here on BBC Radio 5 Live as Bale to Ramsey. And Ampadu passes the ball along the ground. Davis comes forward now, the Tottenham defender, over the halfway line, accelerates, runs in field, quickly closed down, and then it's Ramsey who takes over in the shadows of the stand away towards our right-hand side. Williams heads the ball forward from the left touchline. Wilson with the cutback. Bale is there. It drops towards Roberts. Plays the ball back to Mepham. Patient play by Wales, looking to go to keeper Moore in the inside right channel of the penalty area, and it runs away from him and out for a goal kick. Pat Nevin.
If you're Welsh and you're listening, I would almost say, and breathe. Because they've been put under a huge amount of pressure that first 20-25 minutes. And just as James was saying there, feels a bit better after these last 5 minutes. And he's right to do so, because they're in the game now. They're getting a little bit more hold in midfield. I would say in that transition stuff that you get in the midfield, the Iranians still look the better team, but it's a more even game now, and it's they can calm down a little bit. There's still some mad running about from Nurlani in the midfield there, but in actual fact, the high press, that's not happening anymore. So they've probably managed to just about cope with that. They're always going to get away with pressure. I think Wales have just about got over that.
Just over 10 minutes to go to half time of normal time in the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium here in Qatar. As the ball is played downfield by Husseini, the Iranian keeper. And then it's stabbed forward by Estoloy. Ramsey now picks up the loose ball for Wales. Ramsey hits it downfield, looking for the run of Gareth Bale. Brought under control, though, by Majid Husseini. And then Mohammed turns and hits it downfield. Asmoon up against Rodon. Rodon again under pressure, did well. Might have just jarred his back there. But once again, he was right on his shoulder. Any slip by Rodon, Asmoon's in.
He manipulates the position brilliantly, doesn't he? The three centre-backs there. He's up against the three of them. But the amount of times he finds himself one-on-one, because he just kills brilliantly. He knows where the danger is. He's not got in the end of it. I tell you what, every time Rodon, Mepper and Ben Davies to some degree, they have to keep their eyes on that guy because his movement's superb.
Iran possession, although the ball is a loose one, collected by Mohammed. His ball back to Fussball-Weltmeisterschaft wasn't the best either. And the keeper, Husseini, actually was alert to it. He came out of his penalty area, all in blue, away towards our right-hand side, and his clearance eventually runs through to his opposite number, Hennessy. It's an underarm throw-out. Ball played inside by Roberts. Ampadu was caught a little bit late by Asmoon. Wales play the ball back. Rodon, who's playing in the centre of the three, he's got Mepham to the right, Ben Davies to the left, and here is Tottenham player, who now gets it back from Ampadu. And now it's with Ben Davies once more on that far side to Nico Williams. Williams to Bale, able to turn. Bale switches play to Roberts, but Mohammed with the header, with the interception. Loose ball picked up. They're dropping back a little bit here, Iran. And the space is with Wilson. And he's picked out Nico Williams, left side of the penalty area. It bobbled for him off his shins. He went into the challenge. He's turned, but he's run the ball out of play for a goal kick. He was unfortunate.
He was incredibly unfortunate there. I mean, he's doing some job up and down that line, Nico Williams. How much has been asked of him? He's taken a few hits already as well. But that little trick that he's got, a little flick behind, the defenders sees it coming. They can't stop it. Gets to the byline and it just trundled over. And every time he makes one of those runs, it bends over. He breathes hard because there's so much effort being asked of him today.
Did you feel our little metal commentary platform vibrating? I just wonder if there's somebody nearby of a Welsh persuasion who's getting a little bit nervous and tension.
There's more than one. We're very, very nervous at this point in time. But as I say, slightly less nervous from before, because not exactly running the fight out of the Iranian team, but they were always going to start at 100 mile an hour, and it certainly isn't that just now.
Well, 8 minutes to go to half time. Mark Chapman is with us here in the stadium. And it's been at times quite exciting this first half. The second half will certainly have its moments. We've got boxing on 5 Live on Saturday night. Dillian White and Jermaine Franklin at around 10 o'clock on 5 Live from Wembley. But if you think it's still 0-0 going into the second half, these two sides will continue to trade blows because a draw, they will effectively cancel each other out.
No, you don't want that. You want to get through. Obviously, you could almost argue Wales are not too bad for us because the USA in the last game, well, maybe by that point in time. So, yeah, I think both teams, for different reasons, must go for this.
Ampadu doing well, getting there in between Taremi and Nurahani. Cross from the left-hand side. Bale, it was a low one, didn't have any elevation. It was easily cut out by Husseini, the central defender. Bale now comes forward, tries to pass it towards Ramsey. Breaks back to Nico Williams, first-time cross. Clearance by Fussball-Weltmeisterschaft, actually struck his own player, but the last touch came off Nico Williams, and it will be a goal kick. He actually thinks it's a corner, but it did strike the Wales defender last. and it will be a goal kick to Iran. And we've got about 6 minutes to go to half time. You're listening to 5 Live, and it's still 0-0.
Well, you talk about Nico Williams there. It's the full back of the wing back of the start position so high up the pitch. So that's made a bit of a change to the game. But sometimes if you are playing with wing backs, how they play is imperative. If they get further forward, it changes the whole dynamic of the game for you. So it's imperative they get as far up as possible without leaving too many gaps at the back. And Nico's got on the left-hand side time and again in this first half.
Just seen a shot of a female Iranian supporter. Just a little bit of context. Iran are in the world where women are almost never allowed in a stadium to watch a game of football. So the fact that there are so many female supporters here cheering on Iran is certainly something that you wouldn't get in their own country. And there are a lot of Iranian supporters here with the horns that are constantly being sounded.
You know, oddly enough, Ian, we were talking about the support beforehand. It looks like there's a lot of empty seats before. It looks pretty full now. It's not far off it, particularly up at the Iranian end.
Don't worry, there'll still be a crowd of around 60,000 from FIFA. And the attendance when it's announced later on. In comes the cross. It's a deep one toward the far side, and not able to keep it in play was Majid Hosseini running forward.
I talked about this in the game yesterday. I'm so surprised the teams don't use this more often. That sun is directly in the goalkeeper's eyes, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's in Hennessey's eyes. But nothing has really been took right down his throat, as it were, to go and ask him a question. To go and, I mean, the keepers are used to it. It happens now and again. But it's not enjoyable, especially if it comes straight out of the sun. That was an opportunity to do it there, and he didn't use it.
It's still goalless. And certainly Wales have had a very, did you say comfortable last 10 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, it's calmed down. The game's calmed down. And a lot of teams will try and play, that incredibly high tempo, high game. You can't do it. You cannot do it for 90 minutes. And you certainly can't do it every 3 days this part of the season. I mean, I think we're watching it so far. I think the Japanese have been closest to being able to keep it going.
Good ball forward there. And then it's played back towards Wilson. Wilson with a shot, charged out, looking for a corner kick, and they've got one as well. It's a lovely through ball. It was initially aimed towards keeper Moore, who actually got a touch to it, and then Wilson hit it first time. Corner kick to Wales.
And this is one of the biggest opportunities that Wales get. The set pieces, all the corner kicks. Now, the last free kick they took wasn't kicking off. Don't hit the first man.
Corner kick on the right-hand side. The goalkeeper, that's a very good take. Backpedaling. And keeper Moore coming in from behind him, and it was a really confident take by Hussein Hosseini.
Had to get it. Keeper Moore was free, wasn't it? Absolutely free behind him for the little nod in. Now, they'll tell you that's what their plan is. If it's in the 6-yard line, it's the goalkeeper's bottle, but you can't take too many chances there and leave keeper Moore in his own.
He was the 20th minute substitute against England. Suffered that blow and had to leave the field with concussion. There's a football towards Taremi. Mepham holds him off outside of his penalty area, and he's going to try and marshal it out for a goal kick, but it didn't have the pace on it, so then he had to make the clearance. Out of play it goes for a throw. This is Haisafi, the captain for Iran. Plays the ball back for Elliot. Switches play out towards the right-hand side. It's a lofted ball. It's a good aerial duel. Won by Nico Williams. Loose ball picked up by Ramsey. And Wales going to throw on the halfway line on that far side the left with 2 minutes of the half remaining. They take the throw quickly down the left. Ramsey doesn't get any change out of Hosseini, who brings the ball away. Plays it low towards Taremi. Sharp little turn. Got away from Wilson, but not so from Mepham. And Wales are back in possession. All in red, playing from left to right. Ampadu takes over. Moore had made the run. Nobody spotted it. Had to go back to Ampadu. Now he floats the ball forward. Gareth Bale beaten in the air. Drops to the feet of Moore. Bounces away from him. Late flag. It was, I think, Gareth Bale.
Yeah, but why not just play on?
Yeah.
They're in a brilliant position they're in, is to break there. They're fuming about that, and they've absolutely every right to be feeling it. Taremi's getting the ball in the midfield. That's probably where they're best at the moment. Breaking through the centre, playing little 1-2s for that front three we were talking about before. I understand why they're fuming about that, but really should be delighted, which I think they are.
It's going to be the free kick to be taken by Husseini. Strikes it long, right-footed. Rodon shows his strength. Throws Asmoon to the ground. Iran, though, pick up the loose ball. Played out by Nurulahi. Rayyan, the right back, looking for the return ball, and he's not going to give chase of that. The sunshine, out it goes for a goal kick, 0-0.
I've just figured something out. God, it's taking me a wee while to figure this one out. I was amazed by how few Iranian fans were in before the game. I couldn't believe it, because I know what Iranian fans are like. They love following their team, and they come in big numbers. They stayed away from the anthem, didn't they? They've absolutely stayed out for the anthem, yes. And look at it now, it's completely mobbed up.
Yeah. Those that were inside the stadium booed the Iranian national anthem.
The thing is that I think they're worried about people seeing them doing the anthem.
Yeah. Here is Ampadu. Bale. Away from Nico Williams. Edge of the area, it's cleared by Husseini, the defender. Didn't kept in play on that far side. So into stoppage time, of which there is an additional time of 4 minutes. 4 minutes additional time. BBC Radio 5 Live. Still to come. Qatar, Senegal from 1. Netherlands, Ecuador at 4. And then England against the United States at 7 o'clock. Wales. With a throw left-hand side. Ben Davies. Right up the chest for Neto. Hits it right-footed. Forward. Downward header. Back by Connor Roberts. Picked up by Ramsey. Right-hand side. Plays it to Roberts. Roberts with the first-time cross. Cleared away on the stretch by Husseini. Here is Ramsey. He plays the ball in field. Ampadu tries to switch it back out towards the right. Interception from Mohammed. Wales, though, with their own interception, courtesy of Mepham and Wales. Now with Roberts, charged by Hisafi. The ball is volleyed up forward. Good control by Asmoon. Out to Golazade, looking for the run of Taremi ahead of him. Taremi enters the penalty area right-hand side. Holds the ball up with his back to goal. Waits for some support. Plays it ahead of him down that right-hand side. Golazade down by the byline. Back it goes now to Rayyan, the right back, right corner of the area. Iran in stoppage time. Now the cross comes in. Asmoon slides in with his feet 6 yards out. Couldn't get a telling touch. Out of play it goes for a goal kick. You're listening to 5 Live. It's still 0-0.
Yeah, but as ever, Asmoon, he is a super centre forward, isn't he? Every time the ball's put into a danger area, he's very close to it. The Welsh defence has been fantastic so far to manage to stop him. Rodon gets in the right area there. They'll run on a bit more about it. Mepham a couple of times has got in front of him. But that was, I see inches, 6 inches, 5 inches, no more than that. Really, really good move by Iran. But it's a 0-0. But it's one of the really great 0-0s. I'm really enjoying it.
Hennessy taking his time with the goal kick. Moore tries to get on the end of it, but it bounces its way through to the left back, Mohammed. Volleys it away downfield. Davis heads it forward, gets plenty of distance on that too. Back it drops towards Mohammed, the left back for Iran. Flicked on then by Hisafi. Taremi's going to run in behind, and Rodon didn't get there. Rodon was late, and Joe Rodon's going to get a yellow card, and he knew it as well. Taremi was brought down, Rodon is booked.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where he's committed to it, and he's realised when he's committed to it, I shouldn't be doing this. Because if I don't get it, I'm going to get a yellow card. If he'd have just slowed down and just shown him down the line, it wouldn't have gone anywhere. But I think Rodon's really angry with himself. Do you know what? He got there in time, but completely missed the ball. Wasn't it? He got late. He just missed the ball.
Up until then, his reading of the situation and his timely interventions, you couldn't fault him. So now he needs to certainly be disciplined throughout the rest of the game. He's on a yellow card. The free kick is just probably no more than a foot in from the left touchline. And it's Hisafi who's going to take it. They've got one in the wall.
It's a tempting possession in. A very tempting possession for a left footer. There's a massive gap between the defenders and the goalkeeper here.
Hennessy's 2 or 3 yards off his line. Arcs its way in now, the free kick. Pulled back. Taremi has a shot, never really got hold of it. Looking for maybe a handball from Gareth Bale as it dropped rather awkwardly from side. It almost presented an opportunity for Azmoun. Shot comes in from distance and gathered in a second attempt by Hennessy from the effort from Nurulahi.
They're still going on about the handball. I mean, they'll be looking at it, obviously. My initial thought was it hit his hand. Question is, was his hand raised? Was it away from his body? They will be checking.
The referee, though, blows his half-time whistle. And after a very exciting first 45 minutes, it remains Wales 0, Iran 0. Moore certainly had a good chance for Wales after 12 minutes. Iran have had a goal disallowed 4 minutes later, which was the correct decision. But in a game where both sides need to win, we are yet to have the opening goal. Goalless, Mark.
It's a fascinating game, isn't it? And it's really ebbed and flowed. It was almost as if the disallowed goal for Iran that was overturned by VAR just deflated them a little bit for 15 minutes. Plus, they couldn't keep up at that lick.
There was no chance of them keeping up at that, but you understood why they did it. We talked about it before the game. I mean, everyone, it was Danny was talking about it, James was talking about it, I expected it as well, to come out at that pace, but they didn't get the reward they needed. And it would be silly to keep on going at that level. They're not capable of it. Also, they're capable of playing other ways as well. When you watch the Iranian team now, to be honest, this is a top team. They are technically very good. Didn't see that coming, did you? After the England game. But, you know, from midfield, the two strikers working together, I have to add on Golazadi as well on the right-hand side. If Wales get out of this and win this game, what a job they've done.
Yeah, he was the one of the front three that we didn't mention at the start. And that, arguably, he's been the most impressive of the front three. He plays his club football for Charleroi in Belgium.
But the thing about it, against a back three and a wing back, and you're a wide player, that's where the gap is. So you know that's where you're going to get the gap. If he can lose, and he did lose Nico Williams a couple of times, but Nico's doing the whole flank. So he got behind there, and as soon as you get behind there, you've got space in front of you, and you're drawing defenders out. But he's got his head up. Already in this World Cup, I've seen many players get the ball in those positions, the head's down, and you think, oh, goodness sake, get your head up and see the opportunities. He's one of those players because he knows he's got two strikers ahead of him. He'll get great understanding, and they are very clever indeed.
Joe Rodon probably been Wales's best player, James Collins, and now he's got a very difficult second 45 minutes on a booking.
Yes, it's negative really from a Wales point of view that Joe Rodon, our centre half, has probably been our best player, but as Moon, I must say, up front has been brilliant. We knew his quality before the game. It just worries me a little bit that Joe Rodon's been left. It seems he's been left one-on-one 3 or 4 times. You know, I know Wales are trying to press, but you know you can't carry on like that. Clearly, the 3 lads up front for Iran are technically good. They understand each other. They can, you know, they're interchanging of movements really good. So as far, Wales have defended well against it, but I wouldn't like to see Joe Rodon or any of the back 3, Ben Davis or Chris Mebham left one-on-one with them with space, because like I said, they've got quality and can punish any team.
And Iran are more than happy to wait and hit you on the counter and leave that one-on-one.
Definitely, Jack. They've done it numerous occasions, and they're quick on the counter as well. You know, they're letting Wales have the ball sometimes in front of their back 4. And I must say again, when Wales do get into that position when they have got the ball, their quality from crossing, you know, you've got Kiefer Moore, we keep mentioning his name, you've got Kiefer Moore in the box there, the quality is not been there from set plays and from open play with crosses.
Just get it in the box.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that sounds quite simplistic, but the one time they did get it in, there was a chance in it, and he forced to save.
The corners as well, chappers, and the free kicks. You know, we're trying to whip this ball in, and you know, the majority of the times it's hit the front man or it's been poor quality. Why not? You've got the big man in the box. Just lift it, get it into an area where Kiefer Moore can attack the ball. He might not score, you know, he might get a header on target, but what he will do, he'll cause a bit of carnage, and the ball might drop to a Gareth Bale or an Aaron Ramsey or someone to tap it in. So certainly defensively they've done well. I wouldn't like to see him defending like that, you know, as in that much in the second half, but certainly the quality into the box has definitely got to improve.
4 games today in total here on 5 Live and across BBC Sound. Second half next. Then our second game is Qatar, Senegal. We'll preview that shortly. And don't forget this evening, England against USA. It is a 7 o'clock kickoff. Full commentary here on 5 Live. It is 6 minutes shy of 11 o'clock. Lisa McCormick has the news.
Take the world. One of the biggest walkouts in the NHS's history. The Royal College.
Ballbesitz. Wales 66%, Iran 34%. Schüsse gesamt, Wales 4, Iran 5. Schüsse aufs Tor, Wales 2, Iran 2. Schüsse neben das Tor, Wales 1, Iran 2. Geblockte Schuss, Wales 1, Iran 1. Ich stoße, Wales 1, Iran 0. Abseits, Wales 1, Iran 1. Fouls, Wales 7, Iran 4. Gelbe Karten, Wales 1 und Iran 0. Nee. Großchancen, Wales 1, Iran 0. Großchancen vergeben, Wales 1, Iran 0. Schüsse innerhalb des Strafraums, Strafraums. Wales 2, Iran 2. Schüsse außerhalb des Strafraums. Schüsse außerhalb des Strafraums. Wales 2, Iran 3. Paraden. Wales 2, Iran 2. Iran 280, Wales 280, Iran 144. Engpässe, Iran 101, 70%, Wales 227, 81%. Lange Bälle, Wales 49%, Iran 32%. Flanken. Wales 8%. Iran 11%. Dribblings with 33%. Iran 33%. Ballverlust Wales 87. Iran 65. Gewonnene Zweikämpfe Wales 22. Iran 25. Gewonnene Luftzweikämpfe Wales 10. Iran 4. Gretchen Wales 6. Iran 12. Abgefangene Bälle. Abgefangene Bälle. Wales 3 und Iran 8. Geklickt. Wales 10, Iran 12. England erstens 3 Punkte. Wales zweitens 2 Punkte. USA drittens 1 Punkte und Iran viertens 1 Punkte.
It's Ecuador. The other night, yes, it was an easy game for them, but they do pose a danger. They are a tough team to play against. I think anyone watching this World Cup so far we've seen that the teams aren't sitting back. They're playing on the front foot. They're trying. Ecuador have that ability to do that because of their athleticism, the speed in which they attack, and I think it'll be a tough game for
Qatar. Haven't had a single shot on target in the opening match against Ecuador, so they are yet to have one in this tournament so far. They're yet to score a goal, obviously. But chappers, when England won the World Cup in 1966, they didn't score in their first either. It ain't over yet for Qatar.
I was going to say, Connor, have you got Qatar in the sweepstake as well? Is that now affecting your expertise?
I've decided. Yeah, I think I'm becoming a bit of a fan of Qatar just because it went so dreadfully for them. You look at their results. They were improving over recent years. And speaking as an Irishman, they got a draw against Ireland only a year ago, and you feel okay. They are getting better all the time, and I really don't think they gave the showing. I think the pros on the big moment. The enormity of the occasion got to them, and just for the individuals as much as anything, I do hope Qatar give a better showing of themselves today.
Thank you very much, both of you. So Conor McNamara and Stephen Warnock, your commentary team for Game 2. Don't forget Game 4 today, England against the USA. All the build-ups come later with Kelly and then John Murray and Rob Green and Matt Upson, and I think Micah as well might be in the stadium a little bit later on. The teams are in the tunnel waiting to come out for the second half here at the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium. Some of the Welsh subs still, all teams come back out. Gareth Bale just leading Wales out now, smattering of applause as they come back out. It goes back to the point James Collins we said at the end of the first half. Got to get the ball in quicker to keep them more.
Yeah, for sure, chaps. This is a huge 45 minutes for Wales. The World Cup dream is lying on this 45 minutes. There's no doubt about it. Like I say, the quality wasn't there first half. You know, they got the ball in the right areas on a few occasions, and just didn't get the quality into Keith Moore. You know, we all cried out for him to play. If he's playing, you've got to play to his strengths and get the ball in the box. I see it. You know, watching the game, I can see him. You know, sort of saying to his players, certainly to the wing backs who get high up the pitch. You know, get the ball in the box, but you know, not just get it in there, get it in with quality. See, I said previously, not about him getting the first head. It's the carnage he could cause the Iranian defenders. So hopefully Robert Page has got that across to the players, because yeah, this is a 45 minutes for Welsh football.
Well, in the first game of the World Cup for Wales, they had a poor 45 minutes against the USA and then turned it round in the second. Will they do the same here? Ian.
Thank you, Mark. Back underway. Neither side to make a change. Wales all in red, playing from right to left as we look, are attacking the end where their supporters are housed. But we can't say it's strictly the Welsh end. We can say it's the W end. As I noticed, there is an Iranian flag in amongst the Welsh support with Walsall FC emblazoned across it. As this is the Welsh side. Hennessy in goal, Metham, Rowe Davis, Roberts and Williams are the wing-backs. Ampadu and Ramsey in the middle, Bale, Keeper Moore and Harry Wilson. For Iran, who are all in white, playing from left to right, Hussein Husseini is in goal. Just break off because Mohammed charges forward and sends over a cross from that left-hand side. That'll be a Wales throw. So Hussein Husseini is in goal. The defence of the right back Rayyan, for Alianji, Majid Husseini and Mohammed. A midfield of Golazadeh, Nurahali, Estoloy and Hesafi, and then a front two of Azmoun and Touremi. Carlos Queiroz, great success when he was assistant to Sir Alex Ferguson with the 2 Premier League titles and the Champions League. In his suit, in this technical area watching on, because for both of these two nations, these next, 44 minutes now, crucial as to whether they have a realistic hope of reaching the knockout stages.
They are massively crucial, and it's of the unusual things that might make a difference. We're looking for player for player, the Iranian team have looked the better team. However, there is the Bale effect. Problem is, Bale has had no effect whatsoever in the game so far. And you have to be open about that and honest about that. Gareth has been unbelievably quiet so far. This, the amount of times in the past you thought, is he going to turn up? He has to turn up quite soon.
Well, before the 90 minutes against the United States on Monday, he'd had just 29 minutes of football since the 18th of September. But we know what he's capable of. And at the minute, Gareth Bale is just hoping for that one moment.
Yeah, he's holding himself in reserve, himself fit. I mean, if he went to 100 miles an hour, he wouldn't last the game.
Here is Azmoun picking up on a loose ball that was played at quite pace into the penalty area, as Wales now have it back in the hands of Wayne Hennessy, who berates Roberts over on that far side and rolls it out now to this near side the left for Ben Davies. Aside from that cross Roberts for keeper Moore with an outstretched right foot that the keeper Husseini did well to keep out, haven't really created enough.
No, they haven't. And again, it is about what are your strengths. If you know what your strengths are, then play to them.
Ball forward just away from Ramsey, picked up by Husseini, all in blue.
Has he changed it? Yeah, that is a change. I've noticed already in this half, Ramsey's made 3 of those darting runs from the midfield area. Maybe it'll be that's just a lot of technical changes I've made there, just to push them that little bit further forward. Ramsey anyway.
Hennessy rolls it out again to Davies. He goes back now to Rodon. He's got to be disciplined. He was booked in that first half for a challenge on Taremi. Metham approaches the halfway line. Bale with a layoff, kept in play by Roberts. Poor ball though from the right-hand side, easily cleared by Husseini. And now Iran up towards Azmoun, Sada Azmoun, but it's away from him.
He finds himself one-on-one with Rodon again, doesn't he? Yeah, every time he does it. Now, whether it's brilliant movement from him, from Azmoun, or whether it's the fact that back three are not covering each other. Somebody goes to mark him, get behind him and give your mate cover. It's just not happening just now for the Welsh, and I can see why there is a concern in that area.
Iran, against UEFA opposition, have never won in 9 attempts. They've lost 7. They have drawn as Keeper Moore looked offside. Blood stays down, now it's up. Right over the area, so they've drawn 2. It's Portugal in Russia in 2018. I can't think who the team was that Iran drew with in the World Cup before from a UEFA opposition.
I should know that. I've got that look in your face. And I know exactly who you're talking about. Shut up. That's the correct answer.
For those who don't know, it was Scotland in 1978.
No, we actually wiped that from the history books. That's 78 was skipped. We went from 77 to 79 as a footballing nation.
I think that's why sometimes Pat refers to me as a plastic friend. Here is Moore. And any friends north of the border, I was only teasing.
He was only teasing, and apparently again will score a good goal that tournament.
There is the myth that some Scots fans never returned from Argentina in '78. Here is Ramsey picking up a loose ball for Wales. They're yet to lose in the group stages of a World Cup. However, they've got some concern now. Ball played forward. Azmoun runs into the penalty area. Azmoun hits the post. Right-footed strikes the right-hand post. Comes in Golazade. Golazade shapes to shoot off his left foot. Counting effort. Hits the other post. Rebound saved by Hennessy. Oh, what a double let-off that is for Wales. The right post was rattled. The left post then was rattled. And Wales are still somehow level at 0-0. Iran so unfortunate on 2 occasions.
You know, the run from Azmoun, is that not exactly what we've been talking about the last 10 minutes or so? And then in the first half, you cannot go one-on-one with a player like that. No chance. He will eventually get through. He will eventually get beyond. And he's just unlucky there. It was a great inside to the post. Didn't quite go in. And then his mate, it was Golazade, wasn't it? Left foot, cutting him from the right-hand side. He's nearly scored as well. They need to do something about that, Wales, because it's happened time and time again. They find themselves one-on-one. The 3 at the back, they have to work together better, give each other cover. They're not doing it.
It's another let-off for Wales, still drawing 0-0 against Iran. What about the follow-up save as well from Hennessy? Bale with a cross from the right-hand side, lunges in looping, and it drops onto the roof of the net behind for a goal kick, and was still goalless. I think it was from Azmoun from the Hennessy save.
I mean, it's a simple technical thing. What's happening in Wales, even during normal play, they don't get a defender to wait behind the other defender. They just leave him. So I'm watching the game out of play here and think all the time Rodon is left one-on-one. All the time. Why have 3 centre-backs when only one of them's marking? It seems bizarre.
It's a goal kick for Iran. There's activity down below. Dan James is going to be coming on. It's the only change that Rob Page made coming into this game. The first competitive match that James actually hasn't started since Slovakia in March 2019, which is a run of 34 games. So he's going to be coming on. Who will go off as Ramsey was challenged there, and that will be a free kick to Wales in a central position. Brennan Johnson is another option, and in fact it might be a double change. We might still be seeing Brennan Johnson. I can see 2 heads, but not the... It is Johnson. As now all of a sudden, just the top of their heads I could see. But this is a free kick, but it's a long way out. Gareth Bale has scored some Spectacular goals in his time, but he's not there. It's Ramsey, Wilson, and Ampadu who are the three. But we're a good 30 yards out from goal, 0-0. Ramsey leaves it. Wilson to take it. Left-footed. Right down the goalkeeper.
Well, Shane, that's the one you need to give your centre forward a chance to go and attack. Far too much air in that one.
Ball play forward. Kept in play by Roberts. The Rolahi inside to Taremi. Taremi strikes the chest of Ramsey, and Hennessy will prevent it from going behind for a corner kick.
Yeah.
So James and Johnson to come on.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the pace, we know about James's pace, and it just isn't working for Wales just now. And I think they've hit the post twice there, and the fact that there's such pressure, he thought, I can't wait any longer. If we keep on playing like this, we're eventually going to lose a goal and lose again. So I understand why he's making the change now.
Diagonal ball searching towards Wilson, who's made the run through from midfield. You're listening to 5 Live and BBC Sounds. The first of 4 more games. Nice little layoff by Asmoon. Slicked out by Taremi. Golazade will get there first. Williams has to retreat. He's twisting and turning. Golazade tries to wriggle away from him. Still with the ball on his feet, right corner of the area. There's a real step for Iran coming forward.
They're playing with such incredible confidence just now. Yeah, sometimes you can hit a post and it can have a negative effect. It's had a positive one.
Golazade with a cross in towards Taremi. Comes out to Sakfi. That was blocked, cleared away. Wales at the minute are on the back foot. Much improved performance from Iran. Cross from the left. Blocked. It'll run forward towards the corner flag. And Mohammed will make sure that it goes out for a corner kick. And it's Iran who have taken the game here to Wales, and Rob Pay to make the change.
No, I won't want to make it a corner kick. Not under this sort of pressure. You won't want to do that. They call this substitution off just now. But they're under massive pressure. And the players will know that. And they've held on before. Wales know how to do this. But they're against a very, very good attack-minded team who are playing with incredible confidence in the second half now.
Both sides realistically have to win. It's still 0-0. Iran. All in white, left to right, corner, left-hand side, good header away by Keeper Moore on defensive duties in that crowded penalty area. Picked up by Esteloy. Esteloy's cross, headed away, falls towards Wilson, able to turn, caught in an Iranian sandwich, and he rides around, and it'll be a free kick to Wales in a central position, as now the double change will be made. Brennan Johnson and Dan James to come on. Let's get the thoughts of James Collins. James.
Yeah, this substitutions are desperately needed. To be honest, on Rob Page, I think he's got to go to a 4 at the back. I know we're playing 3 centre halves, but it can't keep happening in this space that the front three for Iran are getting. It seems like there's not a lot of communication going on with the back three. Nobody really knows who they're picking up, and they're finding far too much space. And like I said, hitting both posts and a great save from Wayne Hennessy. Really, Wales should be down in this game. So hopefully these substitutions have an impact on Wales, because they certainly need to get in this game.
Well, James, just as you did on Monday night, you've called it spot on once again, because that is exactly what Rob Page has done whilst you were talking. Brennan Johnson has come on for Connor Roberts, and Dan James has replaced Harry Wilson. And here is James with a cross straight away into the penalty area, drops towards Keeper Moore, edge of the area. It's been touched away by over the head of Brennan Johnson, so they have now gone to a back 4. So Ben Davies is playing as the left back, Mepham and Rodon as the 2 central defenders. Nico Williams has switched to right back. And then we've got Dan James on the left of the midfield, Brennan Johnson on the right, Bale is alongside, Keeper Moore up front, and you've got Ramsey and Ampadu in the centre of midfield.
It's brave, isn't it? But it has to be brave. We've not got an option. We have to go for it. And sometimes it can change a game. It seems really odd. You're under pressure, so you take off a defender. It sounds counterintuitive, but in actual fact, it probably is the right thing just now, because Wales, and let's not forget, Iran are both running out of time just now. Somebody needs to win this game.
Yeah, well, the final set of matches would probably favour. I know Iran suffered a heavy defeat, but if England were to beat the United States earlier on, you'd have Wales on 2 points, the United States on 1, and Iran on 1. And then the United States and Iran play each other next Tuesday, whereas Wales will be hoping that Gareth Southgate, if England were to beat the States and would have qualified on 6 points, would make them numerous changes. But all of a sudden, it would be out of their hands.
Had quite a few injuries. I've not even checked yet, but I'm guessing it's Admin because he doesn't do anything half pace, does he? Everything's 100 miles an hour. He gets every single bit to every single challenge. He's actually been brilliant this afternoon. He's limping off, but he won't want to stay off. He'll want to get back on again.
Wales, if they could win here today, would know that they could avoid defeat against England and that they would be through. If they don't win this one today, they're then relying on favours. Asmoon has had lengthy treatment, and he will be looking to return to the fray. We've been playing for nearly an hour. 5 Live and BBC Sounds here in the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium. And it is extremely tense as it remains goalless. So they're now matching up Iran with a 4-4-2. Ball is hit forward. James has made the run. Rayyan with a clearance, only as far as Ramsey. Wouldn't drop for him. Nurulahi with the clearance away for Iran. Wales now with Williams on that far right-hand side to Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson looking to try and make a bit of a difference to substitute. Helped out by Williams. Plays the ball back. Still to the constant backdrop of the horns. Cross comes in from the right-hand side. It was a deep one from Ampadu, and it rolls out of play for a goal kick.
Made a difference, James, hasn't he? He keeps on making these runs on the left-hand side. Flat, well, we all know about his pace. Certainly hasn't lost any of it today. He's got behind the full-back a couple of times now, and that might push them a little bit further back in Rayyan. He's the one who's having to mark him just now, and he was doing well getting forward before. He won't be getting forward now.
You were so right about the amount of Iranian supporters who stayed out of the stadium for the national anthem. Of course, the protests continuing, anti-government protests back in Iran, such as the civil unrest. But now, as you look away towards that right-hand side, there are so many up and out of their seats, all in white, with the flags flying, hoping to see their side get a win to progress in this competition. And because of the horns that are constantly blaring, we've hardly heard the red wall away towards our left-hand side with 28 minutes remaining. Ramsey to Moore. James doesn't get away from Husseini, who keeps the ball in play and helped out by Rayyan. Plays it forward. Estoloy with a clearance. Back it goes though for Wales. Moore loses out. Estoloy with the back heel. Taken on now by Hisapi. Running forward. Wales player has taken a tumble. That was Ampadu. Now it's with Taremi. He's got options left and right. Taremi plays the ball forward, and running back was Dan James to concede the corner and just take it out of the path of Golazade, had made that run on the right-hand side.
We've actually got a game now that feels like a knockout cup game. That's exactly how it feels. Wales are going to try and push it the other way. Gareth Bale's the only one staying up. They've got a little bit more pace on the eyes ever. When they break, their in inside looks superb. We were very unlucky not to get through there.
Corner kick to Iran, 0-0. It's left-footed. Actually went towards goal there. It was well claimed by Hennessy. Throws it out underarm. Now it's with Ramsey running forward. It has got the feel of a cup tie. Pat Nevin is absolutely spot on. Far side, Brennan Johnson tries to wriggle away from the challenge. Goes on the outside of Mohammed, but Mohammed is back goal side to prevent the cross coming in, and then brings it away for Iran. Helped out by Hisapi. Wales win it back. Ampadu plays it short, diagonal forward. Johnson now coming in off that right touchline, edge of the area. Challenged by Mohammed once again, who wins the ball. Counter-attack now is on forward, get Iran. It's 3 against 3. The white shirts are coming forward. Ball played out towards Taremi. Taremi now enters the penalty area. Menacing. Block comes in. Good block by Ampadu. Behind for a corner kick. Some of the players are flat out on their feet, 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, the energy levels have been brilliant in this game. But it's because it's a long game. You're having to sprint 70 yards, then 70 yards, then 70 yards. There's not a lot of control play in that midfield there. They're just hammering up and down. That absolutely takes its toll on every player. And you can't. The substitutions are going to be important now. You've got to bring on fresh legs as much as you possibly can at the end without endangering your defence.
Well, some of the fresh legs, and Saripad is going to be coming on, who plays for Ammonia in Cyprus, actually scored against Manchester United in the Europa League earlier in the season. He's going to be coming on soon. He's warming up down below. Corner kick boy around, far side the left. Wales get it away, edge of the area. Ramsey can run forward. Ramsey now looking for the pace of Dan James. And back there is Wallahi, and out of play it goes for a throw. Will they make the change now? Pat Nevin.
Well, that's one of the poorest pieces of defending I've seen so far. Every time they're in a difficult position, they play their way out from the back. And for some reason, they're not about panic from their rally. Not like them at all. So they're feeling the nerves as well as the Welsh.
We have 25 minutes remaining in this opening game where there is a real sense of jeopardy because a draw does not suit either side, but it is still 0-0. Williams far side the right, playing now as a right back. 5 Live and BBC Sounds here. Here is Ramsey. Sliding challenge comes in from that far side from Nisafi. It's a Wales throw. Williams. Not much movement for him. Still in that area of the field that is bathed in sunshine. Back it goes to Rodon in the centre circle. Now to the left back, Davis. They've switched from a back 3 to a flat back 4 Wales. Davis on the halfway line. Forward to keeper Moore. Moore holds it up. Tightly marked by Husseini, who was having a little kick there at him. There's a stern talking to from the Argentinian referee.
They're very, very good with the tackling. They do not let anyone get any space whatsoever, and that is across the entire Rayyan team.
Williams with a cross. It's a high one from the right. Headed out by Rayyan, the right back. Drops back to his feet. Chips it long. Up towards Asmoud. And his header in the direction of the Porto striker, Mediterranean, is seen back by Wales to Hennessy. When you're entering the last 20 minutes of a game, one goal might just be enough for either of these two sides. We have just over 20 minutes remaining. Brennan Johnson, right-hand side of the penalty area, accelerates in towards Bale at the near post. The flick didn't quite come off, and it'll be run out over on that far side by Husseini. Wales, though, will get a throw.
Well, the assistant referee he didn't see a handball, which is 10 yards away from this, clear as day. The Rayyan defenders are going mad there. But I keep on looking at Gareth Bale, thinking, Gareth, you've done so little in this game. And you're right, we talked about it waiting for the moment. And by the way, how the assistant referee, I'll say, it isn't to the sun, but that is a terrible mistake by him.
Sada Asmoud, who has been a real thorn in the side of the Wales defence throughout this game, is coming off. The Bayer Leverkusen striker. It is going to be like for like. He's getting a great ovation from the Iranian supporters inside the stadium, as well as replacements, Karim and Saripad. James Collins is a former defender. I would imagine you'd think that Rodon and Nepa would be glad to see the back of him.
I'm glad to see the back of him, to be honest. I think, it's big for Wales going off. He's been sensational. I think all the good stuff has come through him. So seeing him going off is a bonus for Wales. But certainly, this going into this sort of stage of the game, we need Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey. They've both been poor in the game. This is where we need the big players to come into the game and show us that bit of magic that they have for so long.
Certainly is. Here is James running forward. Stays on his big cross. That was blocked. And just to illustrate the point that James Collins has just mentioned, 10 of the last 14 goals at the last 3 major tournaments have either seen Bale or Ramsey involved. That's how key they have been when Wales in the past have had their big moments at the Euros, of course, which James Collins was part of, Euro 2016, when they reached the last 4, and with Gareth Bale with that crucial penalty as an equaliser. But now Wales will hope that one of those two can step up here as we're midway through the second half. because otherwise the United States are thinking to themselves, let's avoid defeat against England. That will be their objective as a minimum to that game that you'll hear on BBC Radio 5 Live and also on BBC Sounds at 7 o'clock tonight. England, the United States. John Murray and Rob Green will bring you that commentary. Kelly Cates presenting from the stadium. Here is Tarini for Iran, looking for the run of Ansarifan ahead of him, but it's picked up by Hennessy.
It's so unusual to see that there are so few teams that play double strikers and they're working together. You know, I've often seen two centre forwards up, they never pass to each other, they never move for each other. Those two are really, really good together. And it's a throwback to a lot of double striking partnerships you've seen years ago.
Back in 58, Wales drew every match in their three initial group stage games. The draw's not enough here today. Shot from distance. Nuralahi. Cross comes in, headed away. Can you believe we've got a steward in front of us who's actually taking a selfie and obstructing our view when that cross came in from the right.
In the road in front of us. This was happening to Vicky Sparks all the time in the previous one. They just stand right in front of you, right in front of the goal. This is steward. They're human too.
Oh. You think he'd be having his eyes on the game. It's been such a captivating contest between these two. Still at 0-0, and we're inside the last 20 minutes. Iran have got their fourth corner of the game. It's the far side, the left. It's an outswinger. It's delivered too deep. Comes out to Golazadeh, who's impressed on the right-hand side. The overlap not required. In it goes to Esther Lloyd. He floats over the cross. Downward header picked up by Hennessy at the near post. Taremi was looking to pounce, couldn't get there. Hennessy throws it out underarm towards Ramsey. Every red shirt was back. They don't look a cohesive unit in a minute, Wales.
No, they don't. But they managed to manipulate a situation there where James had the defender 1-on-1, but it was a poor ball, just far too far over the top of him there. And if he did it, you know it's like with James. If he's got a chance to run 1-on-1 with anyone, no one's going to keep with him. So that was an opportunity. It didn't look like one, but it was one.
Ball played by Moore. It runs away. Picked up by Reza in the right back. Running to the edge of the area. Staying out wide is Golazadeh. Here he is now on the right. It's a left-footed ball. Cleared and touched behind by Rodon. For a corner kick to Iran. 18 minutes remain 0-0.
There's been too much space there for Golazadeh, wasn't it? It was easy to get him the ball. And the ball's getting towards the bar.
Ball has been taken quick. They've done an Abdallah under Arnold. And it comes now, edge of the area, down into the ground. That was Tureli Angie who had the effort. Cleared by the Welsh defence. Brennan Johnson's got to go it alone. One solitary red shirt against three white shirts and picked up over on that far side and running forward now was Nuralahi. Cleared up towards Moore. Iran look the sharper of the two teams.
They do. I mean, Wales had to make a change in the system change. I understand why they do it. But they are hanging on. But they have got more players up front. They may well get one chance and they may only need one chance. And they've got players in the team that can take that chance when it arrives.
Estaloy for Iran. Plays it wide to the right, edge of the area. Taremi back to Estaloy. Shoots low! Just wide. Did Hennessy get a touch? Yes, he did. Vital save from Hennessy. His heroics defied Ukraine in a playoff back in Cardiff in June. They've taken the corner quick. Wales have been caught nothing. Cross comes in from the left-hand side. Turned behind by Ampadu. Wales are hanging on.
They are hanging on and they are tired and they're talking to each other, trying to pull each other together. This is the time to get as tight as possibly can. As a back four, as they're being stretched and the gaps have been taken serious advantage of by the Iranian strikers.
From a neutral, you'd have to say Iran should be ahead. They deserve to be ahead. They've hit the post twice in the second half and went close again. Corner kick with the referee's blown his whistle. And the former Brighton player, Jahan Bash, is going to be coming on.
Yeah, and to think they're going to add a little bit more liveliness to this Iranian side just now, that's another fear. But 15 minutes to go, if maybe hold it for 5 or 10 minutes, are there any changes that Rob Page can make now that will make a difference? That's a really serious question because there's a lot of tired-looking players in red out there.
They wait to take the corner. Golazadeh is going to take it. It's left-footed. Again, Hennessy under pressure. Actually more for his own players than anybody else. Goes back in. Hennessy struggling to get there, but they get the ball away. Golazade on this near side, left-footed, sends it in another cross. Good header out by keeper Moore inside that penalty area. It keeps coming back. That's an up and under on this occasion. Out it goes towards the right, bouncing ball, difficult to control. Golazade plays it back. Rayyan, the right back, plays it forward. Can't get it out towards Golazade. Shot from distance on this occasion from Nurulahi. And it'll be Nico Williams to try and offer a respite for Wales. But Iran are just picking up the loose balls, Pat Nevin.
Yeah, but they're making some clear decisions at the moment. I feel Iran are the better side, there's no doubt about that. But they're over-trying in situations where they're doing the right thing constantly before then. On this occasion, you know, a couple of teams are shoving shots from 35 yards. Not the right thing to do. And I'm delighted. I'm sure Hennessy's delighted when they try things like that.
So we're going to be seeing, as well as Jahanbash, formerly of Brighton, Tarabi, who's going to be coming on, who can play out wide. I think Wales will be glad to see the back of Golazade if he was to come off. Meanwhile, Ramsey will win a throw for Wales. Certainly, somebody's just indicated there that they're not in a position to. It's Nurulahi who's gone down, and he's indicated with that motion of the hands rolling over each other that he's going to have to be replaced. Yeah. Meanwhile, Wales are trying to get some instructions across to Ampadu and maybe Carlos Queiroz. If Nurulahi is unable to continue, looks like he might have tweaked
that's a
thigh
joint
muscle.
strain possibly there, a thigh strain. That muscle.
So Tarabi is going to be coming on, and he is going to be replacing. Well, they're desperate to say the bench haven't realised that Nurulahi can't continue. So at the minute it went up to number 3, which would be Hesafi, the captain. But now they're having to change that. Meanwhile,
I think Gareth Bale coming off. The possibility of that. Would you all come on maybe?
Golazade is coming off to be replaced by Jahanbash. 61 appearances and 4 goals during his 3 seasons at the Amex. Whilst the changes are happening, Joe Allen is going to be coming on. James Collins, just for those who don't know, how crucial is the introduction of Joe Allen?
Yeah, he's massive. Then I'm not sure it's the, he's not gonna attack too much. Joe, he's gonna sit in front. Wales have been under the cosh, so they have got to be careful. Obviously, they've got to go for the win. So Joel sit in front of the back four and sort of control it and break play up when he needs to. But you need to get attacking players on the pitch. We need to go and win this game now. All free kicks, all sort of throw-ins, crosses. They need to go into the box and try and hit Vicky for more and work around him.
Well, Joe Allen, who hasn't played since the 17th of September with a hamstring injury, has come on. The 32-year-old.
He's come on for Ampadu. I thought the numbers were suggesting it was going to be Gareth Bale. It's not Gareth Bale, which would be a mad thing to do when you need a goal.
And Nurulahi wasn't able to continue as well, so he has come off, and Chesney has come on to replace him. So they've made a triple change, have Iran. It is still 0-0. It's only the second match in Group B for these two sides. It's the first of the second wave of games, but it feels like a knockout match because both sides know the importance of the 3 points at 0-0, and we have 12 minutes remaining. Ramsey for Wales tried to lay it off into the path of Nick Williams, and that will be a free kick for Iran.
I mean, the big upside we've got just now is 2 of the best players for Iran are off this now.
Yes.
I mean, they're really, really well. They look dangerous. Both of them had hit the post. And it was a fantastic piece of play earlier on by Azmoun, and he had the post. And of course, the other one that had the post was a winger, and he's gone Golazade as well.
Good hold up play by Moore on the halfway line. Releases James away on the left side. James checked, and no foul as the challenge had come in from Majid Hosseini. James has stayed down, and the referee has indicated that it will be a throw to Iran.
Yeah, but he just made 2 terrible mistakes, and have to leave. He's changed his mind now. He was pointing out for a throw for Iran there. There's no chance that was a throw for Iran.
Davis is going to take it. They hung onto the ball as long as they could, but it will be a Wales throw. 11 minutes remain, still locked at 0-0. Where will the breakthrough goal, if at all, where will it come? Away towards our left, where the red wall, watch anxiously. Still half of them bathed in the sunshine. Or will it be the abundance of white shirts and the horn-blaring Iranians?
It's just such an unusual thing to see an end of a group game. Both managers wanting to get balls to get on quickly, but desperate to get the game restarted again. And if it gets to 90 minutes, they'll want 8 or 9 minutes extra time as well.
And knowing this World Cup, you might well get that. You might even get double figures. As the ball is played out by Hennessy, all in green away towards our right. Davies plays it a long way back. Rodon now is about 6 yards inside, up from the byline, has to play it back deep into the penalty area for Hennessy, who ships it forward just over the head of Ansarifan, but it will go out of play, and it's an Iran throw. They will take it quickly. Rayyan, the right back, headed away by Rodon, and now up towards James. Little touch by Bale. He's a passenger, Gareth Bale, at the moment.
Well, has been most of the game.
Now it's with Taremi. Taremi tries to fire it forward. It was a pacey ball that was blocked by Netham and cleared eventually by Nico Williams. A tired Gareth Bale towards James, but we all know what Bale is capable of as he now lifted over the head of Escaloy. Out it goes towards Williams. They need their talisman more than ever now, do Wales. But the move breaks down, and Escaloy, he's now struggling, puts it out of play for a throw. His hands up, he wants to come off.
Yeah, it's very, very odd him doing that. He's had a great game in that centre midfield area, and he usually passes it out from the back, but on that occasion, clearly, he's got cramp in one of his on his right calf there, and you know it's no surprise. I mean, it's such a brilliant pace to this game, and it's gone up and down and up and down. And if you're a midfielder, you're going to feel this absolutely at the end of the game, and for a day or two to come afterwards.
They can make one substitution because they've made that triple change. Remember, you're only allowed to bring on the 5 subs at 3 separate intervals. So at the moment, whilst he's getting the treatment, Estaloy, and doesn't look like he's able to continue, word reaches me, James Collins, that you're getting a little bit animated back there.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. Just frustration more than anything. Fair play around, have had a good spell, but when Wales do get the ball and get a chance to get it down, just the quality, you know, they're trying to play little 1-2s around the box. Brennan Johnson a few moments ago, it's an ideal to get into the box. I know it might sound a little bit desperate measures, but that's where we're at, you know, we need to get the ball into the box, we need to create a chance to go and win this game, and it just more frustration than anything building.
Well, at the moment, the Welsh support, if they are frustrated, they're turning it into support with a rendition of Yema Ohid, that Welsh folk song, as Escaloy wasn't able to continue, and so Karimi comes on to replace him, and that is the final change for Iran. Ali Karimi plays his football for Turkey. Kayserispor, his 15th appearance for the 28-year-old in the centre of midfield. Wales had 7 minutes of normal time remaining. 0-0 on 5 line. Bale leaps in the air. It will drop to James. Left-hand side, down by the byline. James delivers the cross. Ramsey hits it. Falls to Brennan Johnson, right-hand side. Back to Nico Williams. Low shot. More. He's teed up and Davies! The keeper got a touch. He's turned the ball over the top. It was a left-footed rising drive. It was goal-bound. But Hussein Husseini with a fabulous save to keep Wales out.
He did everything right there. He's got power, he's got pace, he's got it on target. But the keeper's maybe just slightly too straight towards him. But a really good moment there for Wales. They believe they can do it.
Corner kick from the right-hand side. It's an outswinger. And it arcs its way out of the penalty area. Collected by Brennan Johnson. 6.5 minutes of normal time remain. Williams with the throw. Headed out. Now the ball is played up towards Taremi. Hennessy has come out of his goal line, off his penalty area. He's clattered in towards Taremi. And Iran are desperate for Hennessy for him to take action. I wouldn't necessarily say it was Schumacher in 82 against Batistone, but he did catch Taremi. He was out of his penalty area, and the referee has brought out a yellow card.
A yellow card. How incredibly lucky if that is only a yellow card. Because he's wiped him out completely. He's not got the ball. He's through on goal, surely. They must look at it again in VAR. And I think Hennessy's acutely aware of that they will do that. They will look at it again. And it was a simple ball there. It was just played over the top. It was onside. It was tight, but it was onside. It's flicked it in front of Hennessy. I can't believe that's only yellow. Oh, and he had to touch it. It's dangerous play. You actually do that to any other part of a football field, 100% right, yellow card, yes?
Yes.
100%.
The referee, hold on, has been instructed by Drew Fisher, the Canadian referee in charge of VAR, to go to the screen. And worryingly, we know what this can mean. There hasn't as yet in this World Cup been a sending off. But they are now having a review for a possible red card because Hennessy clattering into Taremi. And Wales' problems could be set to be compounded here in a game they have to win. He's caught him in the head with his knee.
Yeah, if you go back there and you come out with your studs up like that and you got me a knee in the head, you got to win the ball. And even winning the ball, it's still a dangerous act. So if he gets away with this, he's unbelievably lucky.
The referee has looked at the monitor. He's coming now out onto the pitch. He's reaching for his back pocket. And the first red card at the Qatar World Cup is going to be shown to the Wales goalkeeper, Wayne Hennessy. Into the yellow, he's shown a red. Hennessy is dismissed. And Wales are down to 10 men for the last 4 minutes of normal time. James Collins.
Yeah, it's definitely a red card, guys. I knew it straight away. As soon as the refs got his yellow out, you could see it's the wrong decision, and it's an absolute disaster for Wales. And it just sums up, what the amount of time Iran have got in with that ball. I just seen, Wales give the ball away, one straight ball through the middle, and they seem to be one-on-one with Wayne Hennessy. It's a decision to come out, and it's an awful decision and it's an awful challenge. And I've got to say, it is a red card, and it doesn't look good for Wales from here on in.
Wales' most capped goalkeeper Wayne Hennessy, his World Cup over. Danny Ward comes on. Aaron Ramsey is the player who is sacrificed. And Danny Ward, who's actually played regular football in the Premier League, unlike Hennessy, is going to come on for the last minutes of normal time. But you can bet there's going to be at least 10, 12, maybe even longer in terms of additional time.
There's been a load of injuries, and we've had this rubbish here. I would be surprised if it was less than 10. Really,
I would too. Wales, meanwhile, have now got to defend this free kick. And Ward, the substitute goalkeeper, on a dramatic afternoon. In it goes now, headed out by Joe Allen. Played back out towards that far side. Plenty of white shirts to aim for, but it was a low ball in, and it was cleared away by Gareth Bale. And now Wales, damage limitation. They've got to protect the point, but it might not be good enough in the circumstances. Iran, with the extra man, are going to go in search of a late winner here. Taremi pulls it back. Ansarifan takes a deflection. Might come back out to Ansarifan. Pulls back the shot, and it's just wide. It was very, very close from Tarabi on the edge of the area, right-footed, rifled wide. They've had enough chances to win it. Still 0-0.
Yeah, but they score the goal, and they're fighting so hard at the back there, Will. But you get the feeling from here on in to the end, there are going to be chances. They are going to have to work even harder than they've done so far. But it's interesting, Will. They're trying to move two players up. Because I suppose you still actually have to win it. You almost have to win it. So for Wales, yeah, they probably take the point now, but they're still trying to sneak a win.
Ward with the clearance downfield. Up it goes in the air from Joe Allen. The Red Wall are trying to do their bit. Land of my fathers, reverberates away towards our left-hand side, trying to suck the ball goalwards. But here is Brennan Johnson. Clearance though by the Iranian defence, and Rodon is forced to go back, and it's going to be all eyes on the fourth official down below as to how much added on time there will be against some tired legs of Wales. We saw how much they were fatigued after the energy levels that they put in against the United States in this stadium on Monday. Joe Allen forward. Karimi's forward ball to Rodon on the halfway line. Davis tries to roll away, but Wales haven't really threatened enough during this game as the ball goes out towards Johnson. And a point might not be good enough, Pat Neville.
It may not be good enough, but all you do is you keep on fighting. You just keep on hoping that you get some sort of chance. If Wales can get a free kick or a corner kick, it's just one opportunity that far up the field, they can give their chance to go and attack it. I think you won't be happy, but you'll be mildly relieved if you're Wales, because
9 minutes, a minimum of 9 minutes added on time. We were expecting a little bit more than that. Iran are on the attack. Rayyan's forward ball. Up it goes now towards Darabi. He pulls the ball back. Terrific into sliding forward from Joe Allen. Taremi was waiting there. Iran give away a free kick on the halfway line. Challenge on keeper Moore by Rayyan, the right back.
every time an attack, your heart is in your mouth, because they played it brilliantly up until the very final ball. And I don't mean the final pass, I mean the final strike on goal. They've never quite got it there. But every time they play it forward, they are a good technical side, but they've not put this game to bed yet. And because of that, there's still hope for Wales.
Davis to take the free kick just over the halfway line. It's got to go long for the 10 men of Wales. Left footed. Headed on by Johnson, right corner of the area. He finds Moore. The touch was a heavy one. As he tried to turn and move towards his left, it went away off his right foot.
Yeah, I don't know if you wanted to fall to him there, with it back to goal. Maybe Gareth would be better to get that sort of ball in there. It wasn't exactly a chance, but he should have done better with it.
Iran are on the attack now on the right-hand side. Rodon, who's got a yellow card, comes across, pushing the ball out of play for a throw. And in fact, he's given a free kick to Wales.
Surprised at that. I think Wales can be slightly relieved at that. And they're trying to slow it down. Obviously, Iran wanted to carry on there, but we decided, no, there's no point in going this one. They're constantly running at top speed. Don't do that. You've got 10 men, you will exhaust yourself. So, given a chance for Watt to put the ball long. A little bit of a nod on him. Gareth in the end of it. What do you think? Yeah.
You said it earlier on about Gareth Bale. He's hardly been in the game, but it wouldn't surprise you. He has produced some incredible moments in his illustrious career, but it would be the ultimate fairy tale for Wales if he was to pop up in the next 7 minutes with something here at 0-0. Joe Allen plays it back. Rodon hits it forward. James goes to ground. Free kick. 10 yards inside the Iran half, just in from the left touchline.
It's all about desperation for Karimi there. He's desperate to get the ball. He wants to get another chance at a break. But that's exactly what Wales want. It's a chance to lump it in there, go and attack it at the back post. At the moment, keeper Moore stopped winning the free kicks. This is the time to go and win ahead and knock it down for his teammates to attack.
Wales fans, do you believe? Davis goes long. It's a searching ball, but the keeper comes a long way up his goal line. Husseinian now throws it out from the edge of the area, and the counter-attack is on with Iran. The ball is played out wide towards Mohammed, but sliding back was Nico Williams, now as a right-back. Out of play it goes for a throw. Under 6 minutes of stoppage time remain, still locked at 0-0. The substitutes down below, all in their bibs for Iran. Away towards our right-hand side, can't sit still. They're standing up. Such is the tension. But it goes out of play, and it will be a goal kick that Ward is in no hurry to take.
The one positive I can say to Wales fans, I know you're on the edge of your seats, and it's fearful sitting listening to this. However, the technical ability that they've lost with the substitutions is having an effect in Iran. They don't look quite as dangerous in the final third. And I don't want to put the markers on it, but you know, it's probably looking a little bit better than you think it does.
Rayyan, the right back, has just been booked by the referee. I think he was telling Mario Escobar to show a yellow card to the substitute keeper, Danny Ward. So he has been shown yellow as the ball is nodded on. That was a brave header by Mepham. He got a blow in the face as well off a stray boot from Jahanbash. And that will mean that there might potentially be more added on time to the 9. In fact, Jahanbash has shown a yellow card, and that means that the former Brighton player will miss the final group game against the United States next Tuesday. It's his second yellow card. Let's go back to James Collins.
Times here, Deno, and I've said it a few times now, just the quality. We've had a few deep free kicks. You know, we've hit Dan James on one of them from the halfway line, which is the smallest lad on the pitch. You know, why are we not hitting it into the middle of the box? Why is, you know, Danny Ward, he will this time, but then Ben Davis had a free kick straight into the goalkeeper's arms. I've moaned on about it all morning, but the quality really from certainly in this latter stage has been terrible.
Yeah, haven't really looked like scoring. You couldn't say that in the second half against the United States, but hold on, James and Moore have done well. Moore with a cutback. James helps win it back in the penalty area. Loose ball. Williams, he scuffed it, but it falls to Brennan Johnson. Down into the ground it goes. Never really got a purchase on it on his right foot. Saved by the goalkeeper, Hussaini. He releases the ball, and Iran have to go forward now.
The problem with the Wales is when they do get forward, they leave huge gaps.
Taremi running forward. Plays it out towards Rayyan, the right back. His shot is blocked. And the ball will cannon away towards the halfway line.
If you're Welsh, you've got to be so happy that the two best players, Asmum and Golatadi, are not on this field just now. Because I think Wales would have lost this game had they still been on the field.
Joe Allen goes in for an excellent 50-50 challenge. Wiggins, as a result, Wales try and make the way through the middle, but ball can't get there. And the Jahanbash to the edge of the area. Excellent block challenge coming in from Rodon. They're dead out on their feet there, some of the Wales players. Rodon can hardly move. He's dropped down to his feet. Such was the ferocity of that 50-50 challenge. Gareth Bale, 2.5 minutes remain of normal time. So many of that Iranian bench are almost encroaching onto the pitch in their desperation to try and get decisions in their favour.
But the decision is on their favour. Gareth Bale there just mucking about in the left back position. He gives away the ball. It is a throw into Iran. The Welsh players don't understand that, but the referee and the assistant, they've got that right this time, and it's in a dangerous area.
They're actually saying that the ball is flat. I think that was shifted that challenge from Rodon and Jahan to the area. So, Rayyan to take the throw. 2 minutes of added on time remain. Cross from the right-hand side. Cleared by Allen inside the penalty area. Ellis pipeline. For any of the drama you've seen this first red card of the World Cup, you can always rewind through the BBC Sounds app if you haven't yet got it. But Wales are hanging on. The ball forward. But if anything, they're cancelling each other out. Certainly it's not good for a game that both realistically had to win. Taremi, out it goes towards the far left-hand side. Back into the feet of Taremi for Ansarifat. Cleared by Wales. Johnson tries to get there. Stepping forward now was for Alianji. Shot from distance was a rather tired one from Jahanbash. Out to Ansarifat, who attacks left-hand side. There's a little step over. And the cutback swept away from Joe Allen. Comes out towards Karimi! Karimi with a level right-footed shot. Finds the bottom right-hand corner. Chesney.
Yeah!
It's absolutely extraordinary. I don't know, last time I've seen so many people on the field. It's every single substitute, most of the coaching staff, every Welsh player just about is lying on their back or on the front. They have given everything. And just now, right at the end, they've lost to a brilliant hit. Finally, the Iranians have got a target, pinged into the bottom corner. And it looks like there's no way back whatsoever for Wales now.
Roosevelt Chesney from distance, right-footed. It's a knockout blow for Wales and a blow for them reaching the knockout stages. He hit it from distance. There was nothing that Ward, the substitute goalkeeper, could do. He was at full stretch. Iran lead Wales by a goal to nil.
Well, we talked about the substitutes coming on. I'm not slightly as you're going to have to add to it. He's been okay since he came on, but he had the energy to get the power behind the shot, and he got it with real power. Keeper was slightly, he couldn't see it. It came through bodies as well. It's painful to say. It was a great goal. It's painful to say. It was deserved as well. But what efforts most of that Welsh team, particularly, it has to be said, the defenders have put in, and your heart bleeds for them.
Roosevelt Chesney, the substitute. The 9 minutes of added on time are actually over. They're now at the discretion of the referee. But Iran, who have been so unfortunate in this second half, have got the goal that they deserve. Brennan Johnson at the edge of the area, cleared by Mohammed, and the Iranian supporters, all in white, dotted around the stadium, are preparing to celebrate. Wales have fallen behind right at the end of the contest, and for what has been a dramatic second half. There isn't much time now for Wales to respond. Forward it goes. Headed back by Williams. But Wales, frankly, haven't done enough. And now it's with Taremi, who'll bring the ball away. Jahanbash is going through the middle. Taremi plays it now to Rayyan. Rayyan chips it forward. That's the second goal. Rayyan, the right back, has clinched it for Iran. 2 goals late on in stoppage time. And Wales' first World Cup appearance in 64 years is likely to end in the group stages. Their first defeat in the group stages of a World Cup. But the 10 men of Wales are now losing by 2 goals to nil. And Iran will move temporarily top of Group B.
The first thing you have to say, the passion in the stadium just now, absolutely incredible. The break there, Wales had to throw everyone forward, so you're going to leave yourself up to that. But they worked hard, and we're talking about the technical abilities of this Iranian team. They just played the right ball at the right time, and the little dink finish there is a thing of absolute beauty there. You know, if your right fullback's coming up there, all the way back there, and he's the calmest man in the stadium there, when he clicks it over the goalkeeper. It is harsh, but the correct team in terms of quality and in chances is winning this game.
So Iran now lead by 2 goals to nil. They've never beaten a European opponent to the World Cup in 9 previous attempts. They've conceded 20 goals, 6 of course were against England, but they have now beaten European opposition for the first time in a World Cup. And the Iranian players, who've had to deal with so much from an emotional point of view, as well as a physical point of view, with all of the civil unrest and the protests and the pressures that they've had to deal with, have put in a real performance to get a deserved win. And it's Wales' World Cup hopes now that lie in tatters. And the Iranian players can't believe it. They're overcome by emotion. They have beaten Wales by 2 goals to nil in an extremely dramatic second half.
Yeah, and a brilliant game of football. And it won't be much consolation to any Welsh people listening to this, but the team worked so hard. Maybe not up front as much, and we will get on to the question of Gareth Bale, who was so quiet. If you're going to win things in your Wales, Gareth has to turn up. And Gareth absolutely didn't turn up today. No impact in the game whatsoever. Don't think he beat a player in the entire game. But you look at the opposition players, the effort they had, but the technical ability. I can't remember seeing a team that looked so different from one game to the next. I would be very interested to see if England played against the Iranian team the way they're playing now, as opposed to in the first game. This is a team to be reckoned with, absolutely.
Well, they have certainly justified their ranking in the top 20. They were dismissed by Robbie Savage ahead of 606 last week. There's some humble pie there for Robbie Savage, certainly. And Mark, the Iranians are just overcome with emotion. They've won 2-0.
I'll bring James Collins in just a moment. But Pat, that's the point, actually. That the football they played, what was lovely to watch in both halves. And you made the point. There are a couple of times in the second half where they cleared it, and it really stuck out like a sore thumb. Because they tried to play their way out from in their own area, on their own goal line, wherever they were. And 9 times out of 10, they did manage to get themselves out.
No, they're a brilliant technical team. Now, to be honest, I've got a wee bit of insight. My mate Manny Jasmine, a friend of the BBC, obviously knows all about Iranian football. And he was in a state of shock in the 6-2 because he knew the technical ability of the team, as do all the Iranian fans. This is different from even Tunisia, maybe Morocco. You know, a lot of the teams that are North African and the Middle Eastern teams. This is no fluke. This is a very, very good technical team. They're right to be in the top 20. They're absolutely correct in there because it's not just the first 11 as well. They are players that you would love watching, and they're a style of team. They're a joy to see.
This is some atmosphere, Ian, in this stadium at the moment. The Welsh fans have all stayed to a man, woman and child and are applauding those Welsh players and backroom staff as they have gone over, absolutely exhausted, to applaud their fans. And it's really important that I say this as well. Every Iranian man, woman and child in this stadium is applauding that Iranian national team as well, who are celebrating big time in amongst their exhaustion.
I think that might be the most important thing that's happened this entire afternoon. You know, because they know what's going on beforehand. They hear about the birds, we hear about the things that have been pointed at those Iranian players. But there was nothing they could do beforehand. Even the most radical person out there surely looks at how they played, looks at the effort they gave for their country, what they believed that their country should be. They must say, wow, absolutely wow. They should be proud of themselves, every single one of those players, and the fans are showing it, aren't they?
And also, as a reminder, what Carlos Queiroz said the other day after the defeat against England, you don't even imagine behind the scenes what these kids have been living in the past few days just because they want to express themselves. And maybe they weren't able to express themselves when they did sing the national anthem today, that they didn't sing against England. They've come under a lot of pressure back home. But what they have done here has been absolutely fantastic. They've given themselves a realistic chance now of reaching the knockout stages of this World Cup with their first win in World Cup history against European opposition. And make no mistake, it was a deserved win.
And they continue to take the applause. The Welsh team have now left. I can see Gareth Bale doing the post-match interview. I would imagine that is with us, and if it is, we will bring that to you very shortly here on 5 Live. The Iranian team continue doing a lap of honour, really, and they're just about to approach the Welsh fans who are still here, and the majority of Welsh fans are still here. And that, Pat, is lovely to see. The Welsh fans who have stayed are on their feet, and they are applauding the Iranian players. And I would also say as well, within the Welsh section, there have been Iran fans as well, with Iran flags, and there has been not even a suggestion that there would be any trouble. And both Welsh and Iranian fans standing on their feet, applauding the Iran players as they conclude their lap of honour.
It's very, very emotional, isn't it?
It is.
There is so much happening down there. There's Welsh fans saying, we know what you've been through. And also, by the way, we respect you as a team. And also, in the simplest terms, you've come here. It's a long way to see the World Cup. It's a lot of trouble for a lot of people. You've just seen a game you will probably never forget for the rest of your life. This is a very, very special this afternoon morning of World Cup football. And the Welsh fans know that, and they understand it. And they did see a really good team today. And
And
It's in
and
so
some
many
of-
levels. It's martial.
five or six of the Iran players are sort of bowing to the Welsh fans who are applauding them back. Danny Gabidon is with us, having done TV commentary. I will bring James in a minute back in the studio, but in the stadium at the moment, and I know you're going to be absolutely gutted from a Welsh perspective, but it does feel quite emotional in this stadium at the moment for a whole variety of reasons.
It does. I have to give a lot of credit to Iran, Carlos Queiroz. Iran going into this tournament, a lot of people talking about them not being allowed to play at the shoes, and obviously England as well. 6-2 in the first game, but they really have a back foot. So to come into this game and show the performance, the result, the team spirit, the energy they played with, the chances they kind of created. Second half performance was outstanding and thoroughly deserved to win the game. It was a difficult one for Wales. Not too much between the teams in the first half, but second half I thought they took over and thoroughly deserved to get the win, and that puts them right back in the group chat, as it really does.
Certainly does. That final group game against the USA. Wow.
I was actually going to say that, Chappers. I was going to say to you, you have a choice between going to see Wales versus England or that one. I know what I'm going to tell you.
Absolutely. I mean, it would be USA Iran for me. I may get absolutely slammed for that, but that feels like what a game that feels like all of a sudden. Let's get some reaction from the Welsh camp. We can hear from Gareth Bale.
It can be a very cruel sport at times.
Yeah, I know it's.
Gareth, football can be a very cruel sport at times.
Yeah, I know it's gutting. Yeah, we're gutted. There's no other way to say it. We fought until the last second, but yeah, it's one of those things. It's difficult to take, but we have to recover. We have to try to go again.
You just had a little huddle on the pitch. What was said?
No, just a little something. Just keep going. We've got to recover. We're all gutted. We have to pick ourselves up straight away. It's going to be difficult, but we have one game left. We have to try and look at every positive and still trying to enjoy the occasion as well.
Realistically, does it feel like that's it for Wales now in this World Cup?
It's going to be difficult for sure. Depends on the other game. We'll see.
And as for that red card, no arguments from Wales.
I haven't seen it, so I don't really know. But yeah, obviously the red card changes the game completely. Yeah. Obviously, we let the first one in, and the second one doesn't matter. So, what can I say? We recover. We have to go again.
James Collins listening to that, his emotion is understandable.
Yeah, you can hear it in his voice, Chappers. You know, the dejection, the like you said, he described it himself, gutted. That might be in his own performance, to be honest, Chappers. He probably knows deep down he hasn't performed to the levels that we're used to. I've got to say we can't keep relying on Gareth Bale to dig us out of a hole to score a worldly goal or do something magic, because it's not just him on that pitch. But yeah, the whole team, you can tell, is disappointed. But you've got to say Iran fully deserved the win. The second half performance, the chances they created, hitting the post twice, and a good save from Wayne Hennessy, totally deserve it. So yeah, a tough day for Wales. Looking all over the pitch, no real performance for Wales stood out. So yeah, it's a tough afternoon, and obviously going to be tough for them to qualify now.
We talked pre-match, didn't we, James, about the presence of Bale being important, his presence on the pitch being important for if there was that free kick or if there is that penalty. But the flip of that is you also see, if he's having a game like he had today, when do you go, do you know what, we need to change it, and you might be the player we have to change, but that's difficult. That's ridiculously difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, and we're talking about what he does in those magic moments. You know, you'd be even if he's not playing well, he'd be a brave man to take Gareth Bale off because of what he can do. I'm sure if you asked him a question there after the game about his performance today, he'd tell you an honest answer. You know, it wasn't his level. It wasn't good enough for what we expect from Gareth Bale. But then you could say the same about Aaron Ramsey. You know, he didn't.
Yes.
Neither of them sort of did what they can do. Very little touches of the ball, but again, credit to Iran for playing the way they did. But certainly, if we were going to progress and go further in this tournament, certainly, I know we talk about them all the time, and it might be a bit harsh on the two lads, expecting so much from them, but we do expect more from the pair of them, and unfortunately today they weren't at the levels that we're used to.
Annie?
I think James sums it up very well there. You're looking to Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey to, almost take the game by the scruff of the neck a little bit, particularly when the game kind of started opening up and stuff as well. And you think, can we just get these two involved a bit more? But very much like the first game, just on the periphery, and just two players that almost didn't really look kind of up to speed, and they were not probably where they wanted to be, kind of going into this tournament. All the energy, all the kind of vibrancy, all the aggression was coming from Iran, and you're looking at the game kind of opening up. Robert Page tries to make a couple of subs that don't really affect the game too much. We changed the shape. You're thinking, okay, it's going to go a bit more end-to-end. This might help us a little bit, but it didn't really. We never really got anything going, and that ball kind of over the top was kind of on all game. I just think in that midfield area, part of the game plan for Iran was the time and space in that midfield area, looking to get the ball into Azmoun, making those runs in behind, and we saw it a lot in the first half where Wales got away with it on a few occasions, but they were made to pay in the end. Yes, maybe chasing it a little bit open, trying to get a goal, and obviously Wayne Hennessy gets sent off, and then it's always going to be difficult for Wales to get anything from the game. But second half, I just saw Iran had more energy, even though Wales made the changes first. They were still the team with more energy, still driving forward, creating the chances, and that's been the story of Wales really. Like the last couple of games, we've just not been up to the levels that maybe we thought we would be going into this tournament. And as we said, Iran thoroughly deserved of the win in the end.
Dan, talk to me about how you saw certainly I mentioned it a good few times in commentary, just that when we did get into positions, the crossing areas, the set plays, the quality was poor, Dan.
It was.
And we mentioned him a lot in the build-up and during the game. But, I said it, not just Kiefer getting it in the box for Kiefer Moore, the chances he might get, but just the carnage and the sort of disarray that he can cause in the box. I think when we did get in those positions, it just wasn't there. The quality, we come back out and we'd try and pass. I've just seen 100 passes, but no real threat on goal. And in such a big game, and you've got the big man, and we've talked about him. For me, just the disappointment of the quality, knowing the quality we have,
Yeah, it's not rocket science, James, is it? When you play Kiefer Moore, you look at the chances that he had in the first half,